You've seen him for years as Hollywood's bad guy on TV and in movies. Now, listen to him right here. Here's your host, the multi-talented Jasper Cole.
Woohoo! All right. Howdy, and welcome to On the Set with Jasper Cole. That would be me, your hostess with the mostest, Jasper Cole, coming to you live from Sunset Gower Studios right here in Hollywood, California. This is our Happy Halloween. That's right. It's like a Mexican wedding. It just goes on all weekend. We understand that it was Thursday, but for us, this is Halloween. But it's also, of course, our Sunday worship service.
Ain't late now. When I was afflicted, good God Almighty, I could have fainted.
Yes, we are.
Hallelujah.
Oh.
Hallelujah.
We are non-denominational.
Wait, who was that?
Come all. You haven't been introduced. Come. I work alone. Sorry, but well, speaking, I really don't work alone because I'm very honored to welcome back. He still has a job here. My way too gay sidekick, Miss Ralph Cole Jr.
Hello, Planet Earth.
Look at you in your Halloween orange.
Well, you know, I always wear orange.
I know, but once it makes sense.
Yeah,
It's actually
exactly.
it actually fits
It's
in.
appropriate.
Yeah,
I know exactly
for Halloween.
It's nice to be back on November 3rd here in Hollywood, Jasper.
Good to see you.
Nice
I don't feel like I get to see you enough now.
We see each other in a coon's age.
The restraining
Yeah.
order really took place. I think it worked. Did you say a coon's age?
Coon's age, yeah.
A raccoon. Usually I'm the one making those kind of racist
I know, but
statements.
I thought I would beat you to it.
Yeah.
You know, if you bring it to yourself, then you can't be hurt.
And
by
what would you
others.
call bringing it to yourself?
Boomerang.
Yes,
Thank you. That's what we
No
do
one does it
here.
better. Did you have a good Halloween?
Oh, Halloween was excellent. I actually went to go see a play. I went to see Sal Lopez
Right.
in Wild in
At
Wichita.
LATC.
At LATC. It was an excellent production.
Right.
And then the next night, Rose and I went to see The Road Weeps. The Road Weeps, The Well Runs Dry, also at LATC.
They could do something with that title.
Wow. Exactly.
They need to edit the title. But anyway, speaking of Rose, welcome back, Rose. Ralph's mom.
Hey, Rose.
Our mascot.
Yay.
Our mascot. Hi, Rose.
Our mistress of the darkness, right?
Yes, exactly.
And the lightness.
And the likeness.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's keep this show moving because
Okay.
we are very honored to have back as our special guest co-host in honor of Halloween and everything spooky because she is the star of the original, not the fucking remake, of The Hills Have Eyes, the beautiful Miss Suze Lanier-Bramlett.
Yes.
Hey, gorgeous.
Hi, baby.
Welcome, Suze.
Thank you.
Look
It's
at
nice to be
you,
here.
Miss
I
Rock
know-
and
well,
Roll.
it's nice to be
Thank
back. This is
Oh,
not
it's
your
great to be back. It's not my first time.
Exactly.
At the rodeo.
Well, God knows. Yeah, you want to know what I went as for Halloween?
Yes.
My own fan.
Ah!
My one and only own fan.
I love it. Did you stalk
I wore
yourself?
a Hills Have Eyes shirt. Yeah,
Good
that
for
I just
you.
gotten at a horror convention.
I love it.
Did you go out on the town? Were you out at a party? Or?
No, I actually.
stayed home with your
Halloween
fan?
is for amateurs, honey. I do Halloween every day.
I know you do.
love it.
Work it out.
Spooky.
It is nice to have your energy back.
Thank you.
Well, Suze is so busy as always. She's got a new. Well, your cabaret show is coming up.
Yes.
It's new stuff.
Oh yeah, I've
It's
got
always
some
new stuff.
Great, like Halloweeny spooky songs
I
going
love it.
on. Like, it's just real swampy this time.
Yeah.
It's my favorite show so far. I think.
Okay. Tell everyone dates
M
and.
Bar in Hollywood, November 16th. The show, you should get there at 7 because it'll be crowded. The show
Crowded.
starts at 8. And November 16th, Saturday night.
M-Bar is
Excellent.
right not too far from here. If you're
It's
here
on
in Los
Vine.
Angeles,
Vine and
Hollywood-
Fountain.
yeah,
Vine and Fountain.
And Vine, yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen Suze in that venue. I've seen you in almost every venue.
I've only seen you at Vitello's.
Oh, you got to come to this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost an all-girl band.
Oh, great.
Except for one Latin guitar player.
Now, when you
Wow.
had rehearsal today, was it with the entire band?
Yeah.
And you went to
Well,
your...
the drummer is Gigi Worth. She is in real life Giselle McKenzie's daughter.
Wow.
She's amazingly talented. Then I have a little 23-year-old bass player from North Carolina named
Carolina.
Anessa Arnold, and Alicia Morgan on keyboard. It's just a rock
Oh,
band.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
great, Suze.
So you're doing your oldie favorites and some new stuff.
Some of the old favorites, but a lot of new stuff. Yeah.
Good. No,
Excellent.
Suze does an amazing show. It's not just a cabaret, because you're such a great actress, you really put your character, you bring your life in there, and you play it. Yeah. Oh, well, that voice that you just heard, we're very honored because she rarely makes the trek up from Dakota. Our the Real Housewife of Orange County, entertainment dish with Dara.
Yes.
Hi. Welcome back.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, Dara.
Suze. Hi, Dara. It's good to see you.
We have a lot of good estrogen in here, not just besides Ralph.
Thank God.
It's always good to. And not only did Dara come, we're very honored to have her father, Dr. Murray Zane, here.
Hello. It is Parents' Day here at On the Set.
It's Parents' Day.
Right. Murray hasn't been back since
It's
we
show
were
and tell.
since we were at the other studio at Sunset Bronson. Great to see you. And how was the drive in?
We
was
got here
fine.
so early. We went over to Denny's and had a little snack before.
Rose and I got here early too. Well, that's
And you went to Roscoe's?
Did you?
No,
we went to,
because there's a line out at Roscoe's.
Murray
Oh,
wanted
it's too crowded.
sunny side up eggs.
Oh,
four
no,
of them.
No, we
Four.
got fried chicken at home. We ain't
got
got to
no-
go to Roscoe's.
wow,
You don't need to spend no money.
We ain't
You don't need to
no
spend no
money on
money.
no fried chicken.
Yeah.
Well, I brought some donuts for everyone just in
that
case.
I
you
see.
won't eat.
I had a couple
I
before I
look,
got
you're
here.
like
so full of
2
shit.
dozen donuts here, and I'm the only one eating them.
And
I
then
will
Ralph
eat them
brought
throughout the
donuts
2 hours.
also.
You can eat them.
Yeah.
Ralph-
Getting ready to do a show. I ain't eating no donut.
Well, listen, everyone. Please remember to follow us on Twitter at OnTheSetWJasper, Facebook On The Set with Jasper Cole, and our website OnTheSetWithJasperCole.com. And what else, Ralph? Anything I'm
Tumblr,
leaving?
Vine. What else?
Tumblr.
Where else do you find us?
Well, you can find us on iTunes. We're on Stitcher,
Stitcher.
our YouTube channel. This
We have
Vivid Entertainment.
we're
Vivid
on
Entertainment.
syndication at Actors Radio.
Actors Radio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, we
We're
Are
are.
we getting
Hawkins.
paybacks for this? Any mailbox money?
I haven't really seen any of
Oh,
that.
You
Jasper's
both,
taking
didn't you
it
just
all.
get a check today?
As he's
Yeah, I
playing
did-
with his
exactly, no.
ponytail.
I don't want it to come off. It's a clip-on.
That's funny.
You know, it's all an
That is
illusion.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it?
I did
It's
get
Hollywood.
a black eye. I got a black eye this week. I did post on Facebook. When you're my age and you're trying to be a badass, you cannot fight and not get beat up. I'm always getting cut up and beat up, and it's just all an illusion.
It goes with
all
the
part of the
territory, but it
charm.
actually wasn't Jasper's fault. I mean, he
Of course.
he was hit the wrong way, and then he got
On
the
the
black
set.
eye. On the
On
set.
the
Did you
set.
sue anybody?
No, no, I'm not one to sue. You know
know
that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really against that.
Right.
The Christian part of me is against
Oh,
suing
right.
people.
And you
Right.
would never hit anybody.
I just
when
turned
they
the
were
other cheek and let
that's
God
how you
take
got the black
let
eye.
God take care of people. Karma. Well, anyway, so Suze, let's get back to everything. You've been doing horror conventions. You've been
Yeah.
doing a lot of stuff. You have something. You have something coming up.
Well, I have a new movie coming out. Let's see. A couple of weeks ago, I shot a new movie.
I saw that
called,
great photo from the set.
Oh yeah, Death by Solicitation.
Nurse Ratched.
Oh, great.
Eric Roberts. Yeah, I play a.
You were a nurse?
Yeah, I play a seedy
Hard to
evil
believe.
nurse. And then
No, it's not hard to believe.
Wait, is Eric in the movie?
Yeah,
No,
he
okay.
stars in
No,
it. I'm
Ralph.
really
he's
excited.
Craft services.
He might.
Well, at this point,
That's not a bad job.
he may be.
It's a steady pay.
No, Eric Roberts is at T Radio V. He has a show over
He
there.
does, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
He
you're right.
does.
I met Eric a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
over at
Eric
T
does
Radio.
very
everything.
nice.
Yeah.
And then I'm really excited about it. A new horror movie that I have coming out in January or February called Cut.
Cut.
And
I saw the trailer.
yeah, it's really scary.
really good.
It's going to be spooky. But
Oh, that's great.
I just got back from Cleveland doing Cinema Wasteland, and it was the very first reunion of the original cast of The Hills Have Eyes.
Yes.
So I had not seen Martin Spear or Janice Blythe. I see Dee Wallace.
She's
and
actually co-hosting on Wednesday with Tony here.
Oh, really?
Dee?
Yeah, Dee
I
Wallace.
love Dee.
Oh, well, we need to boomerang it to Jasper because Jasper starred in Hansel and Gretel.
Well, I won't say starred, co-starred.
Well, we would say star.
Thank
would say-
you.
Because we
I
want to
would say
raise.
D,
Because we
D
want
wouldn't
money.
say starred.
Yeah, okay. But Jasper works opposite Dee Wallace in Hansel and Gretel.
That's
She was your
fabulous.
mother, right? Or
Yes,
sister?
it's hard to believe she couldn't really be my mom, but whatever.
Well, speaking of mother, her real
I was gonna boomerang it to
daughter-
Gabby.
Yeah,
Gabrielle, sorry.
Actually plays my ingenue. I'm a horror film director in the movie Cut. And Gabrielle Stone, Dee's daughter, Dee's real life daughter, is my ingenue. So we
See?
work together in it. We
6
star
degrees
together.
of Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to work with Dee in 1977 and then Gabrielle in
Are they?
2012.
Is it
Oh,
almost
wow.
the same age? when she did. Well, it's close to when Dee was that
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I can't believe you have a son that's
Yeah,
over
forget
20.
it, Jasper.
Yeah. Well, we
Don't
have to
go
give
there.
we have to give a plug to Dylan. She has a wonderful son.
My son is a fabulous son.
Yeah.
Wonderful guitar player.
Well, and everyone knows, if they don't know, that Suze's late husband was the beloved Lanier-Bramlett, and Dara's husband Kevin is a huge music fan, especially.
Oh, I said you were going to be here, and all of a sudden his eyes I said,
because
come with
he heard
me.
Bramlett, and then he realized
He's listening to some album of theirs, some past album
on
recently.
tour
Something.
with Eric Clapton.
I don't know what he's listening to. We don't listen to the same music. But I thought it was kind of funny because normally he pays no attention to who's on or anything.
Right.
And all of a sudden his ears
But
perked
he's a fan of Delaney's.
Cool.
Yeah. And that was a great interview that you posted on Facebook that someone had done with.
Yeah, that came as a surprise.
It was
I mean,
really
people are
good. It
still
really captured
interviewing
his personality. And yeah.
He was amazing. He was really a musical genius.
Yeah.
You know, and to have gotten to learn, you know, by osmosis how to write a song from just being around him.
Right.
You know.
Right.
It was fabulous.
Are you going to sing Superstar in the show?
I'm not.
Okay. Because you do a great rendition of it.
Thank you. It's on the CD.
It's on the CD.
They can buy the CD.
Tell everyone where they can get the CD. Is everything on your website?
I haven't even checked my website. Do I still
Well,
have a
I posted
website?
your
Yes,
I
You do.
posted
You
your
do have a
website
website.
on
I went on it.
Facebook.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it is on my website.
But you can buy it other places too, right? Besides the trunk of your car.
iTunes, Amazon.
Meet you in the parking lot afterwards,
Yeah,
right
or
here.
I'll sell it from the trunk
Right,
of my car.
that and some headshots. I've got a
Yeah.
few, yeah. No, but I know it's out there. People can
Definitely.
find it.
The album is called Swamp Cabaret.
Cabaret.
And there are a couple of songs that I wrote. One song I wrote with Delaney, and then I recorded Superstar that he wrote with Leon Russell.
Which it's one of my favorite all-time songs.
It's a beautiful song.
It's been done. Many artists have covered it. I think the Carpenters,
Carpenters
made it the most famous
Yeah,
originally.
made it the most famous.
Yeah, Ruben Studdard did a cover, didn't he? After American Idol.
Yeah, and
Do-
Luther Vandross.
Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But Never Ending Song of Love he wrote.
Right.
And he over 100 artists, including Ray Charles, covered that song.
Wow.
So
Did you know Lou Reed? Because Lou
I
Reed
did
passed
not know Lou
this
Reed. That
past
was-
week.
yeah.
He's another musical legend.
he's amazing.
And I didn't know he was married to Laurie Anderson, the performance artist.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh,
Superman.
Is that her? I don't know her stuff.
I went to see her show once in Atlanta years
It
ago.
did say that he was doing some sort of yoga or Tai Chi out in the yard when he passed, which is
Oh, really?
nice. I mean, what a nice way
That's
to
okay.
in
Good for
nature.
him.
Yeah.
What?
And there was a picture of him in the last year, and he was very yellow, the eyes, and
Did he have like
Liver
problems?
disease.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he died of liver disease.
I'm pretty sure he had a liver transplant.
Yeah.
But
Oh, wow.
so much jaundice in his. Yeah.
That's sad.
It
well,
is
he was
sad.
he was quite an icon also.
People were
So-
very upset when he died. A lot of activity
Lots
on
of
social media.
postings. Yeah, there was a lot of postings
Yeah.
on the internet about
Yeah.
it, including my son, who's a guitar player.
Okay.
He idolized him. So
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, God rest his soul. Our hearts go out to that family. But on a much more shallow, lighter note, since
The only kind we know.
That's right. Let's boomerang it back to showbiz and
Yay.
Hollywood. Enough of these people dying. We're still here.
We're here.
Less competition for us. Anyway. So, Dara, what's the latest in entertainment?
Well,
What's
and
hot-
are
what's-
we going to talk Housewives entertainment?
Because, well, you know, tonight is the premiere of Real Housewives of Atlanta, which you don't watch.
I don't watch
But your
Atlanta
show
and
is
Jersey
tomorrow.
anymore because they both got so ghetto. Both
Right.
of them. It was just ugh.
Because they're all black? Or what do you
No,
say?
I know because I said Jersey too. It's not a black thing.
It never has been.
But yes, Beverly Hills is premiering tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
They have 2 new ladies. Well,
Didn't Jersey
well,
get-
we're not sure if they're ladies.
Didn't Jersey get 3 new cast members?
Well, Jersey, I do know that Jersey is getting Dina Manzo back.
Caroline's sister.
Caroline's sister, the blonde lady that was there for a while. Her and her husband are split up, and I think she needs the money.
Oh.
Oh,
So she's
well,
back.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. So she's
Same.
back, and but I don't watch that one. I might now that she's going to be back on it.
She had a show on HGTV that didn't make it.
No, didn't make it at all.
Yeah, you have to go on there and be totally
Crazy.
scandalous. If you're
Totally.
just going to be nice, nobody wants to watch.
Right.
Which is the one that you watch religiously, Beverly Hills?
I watch Beverly Hills, New York, although New York is just stupid, but I do like to see all the scenery of New York. Beverly Hills, New York, and Orange County.
Okay, and then is Beverly Hills the one Jennifer Jimenez is on?
Yes,
Okay.
with Brandy.
Brandy.
And Brandy is real good TV. So
Yes.
she's
and
on
I
there.
tried to get Dara to audition for Orange County this year, but I couldn't get
And
her
I
to
said
go.
I want to keep my marriage.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
And I don't want to be on TV. I have no
We're-
TV aspirations.
although you're on camera now.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
like that
And you're
either.
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my soon-to-be brother.
Okay, I love
Right.
I love the picture of you, the wedding picture with Jasper and Dennis.
Oh, that was
You
a
look-
great day.
That was
Yeah.
a great day.
I look like my son back then.
We were
Seriously.
such babies. And it was only 15 years ago, but wow.
Wow.
We were babies.
I've been rode hard and put
Wow.
up wet. You
well,
look the
I
same.
don't know about that.
You look the same.
I don't know. I think
Yeah. What were
Thank
you going to
you.
say? Nothing?
I was going to say you haven't been rode hard and put up
Oh,
wet.
thank you.
You've
You
been
know me-
riding hard through
You
the-
know me very
through the
well.
canyons.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
But so yeah, Beverly Hills is coming out tomorrow, and Miami. I watch Miami Housewives because
Suze,
that's
do you
fun
watch
to
any
watch
of this?
too.
No.
No.
No, she's
You'd be good on one of the shows. You'd be really
She
good
would
on
just shred everybody,
Real
which would be
Housewives of
good.
Beverly.
Single.
Well, a lot of them
they
are.
That,
A lot of them are. You don't have to
Yeah.
be married.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do
It's
it.
a farce.
you would be really
Yes.
good.
I'll do
Suze would
anything.
bring
She would
it
be
in,
good.
shake it up.
She would.
They
I'd
need it.
smack them all around.
So you mentioned a number of them. How many are there of these housewife shows?
There's Miami, Jersey, Atlanta, New York, Orange County. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Five.
there was Washington.
There was Vancouver and maybe
Oh,
DC
wow.
for a minute.
There was Vancouver?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
But I never saw it. There was DC, but that didn't do well.
Now, isn't there a black one called? Is it Real Husbands of Hollywood?
That's an actual scripted show.
Oh, it's
yeah,
scripted,
on
okay.
on
BET,
BET or
okay.
one of the I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a real.
But that's husbands, not wives.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a spoof.
Hollywood
it's a
Husbands.
spoof.
Didn't
It's a
Jillian
spoof.
Barbery's ex-husband do that? That's at Hollywood Husbands.
I think that was House Husbands. Allegedly, of course, I don't watch any of these shows.
Right.
Why would I?
He DVRs all
My
of them.
TiVo is completely full of reality shows.
But there is some stuff with Camille Grammer, who was on
Oh,
the
yes.
Beverly Hills Housewives.
Kelsey's ex.
Apparently, she was physically abused by her now ex-boyfriend.
Oh.
So
Let's hear
that's
about
that's
that.
been
in
some-
Texas, in Houston.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a very suspect.
well,
Why-
I'm
first
not
of all,
going to say that.
I'll say it. She had a hysterectomy. She goes to Houston to have a hysterectomy, but then she's recovering in like a motel. He lives with his parents in Houston. None of it makes sense.
Well, apparently she had her surgery there to be closer to him, although I don't know why she'd have to go there because she's the one that lives here in LA with
wouldn't her
the best
doctors be
doctors.
here? And
But
nothing against Houston, but I
It's
mean,
not. I do believe. I mean, if that's her story, that's her story. But so there's been some
well,
stuff
everything's
about her in the
allegedly.
press.
Yeah.
So she goes from Kelsey to this guy.
I know Kelsey looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And this guy seemed a little too good to be true. He was just too beautiful, and everything was just too perfect. And
Ralph, you know how
yeah,
that
but
is.
that's. But apparently, abusers are like that. They sort of, win your trust for a while, and then you're so shocked by it, you don't quite know what to do.
Well, I will just speak off record. I know a publicist that worked with her, and she's not a walk in the park, and she's been known to be very, a little crazy, a little cray-cray.
So you think she beat herself up and then posted pictures?
Well, anybody, if you
That's
ever
what he's
smashed
saying.
your iPhone, it just looked like
I would never smash my iPhone
Yeah.
on purpose.
They're too expensive.
she's
No,
a little.
thank you.
She's becoming a little irrelevant. She's not on the show anymore.
I
She
know, but
wasn't
that's a
getting
pretty
press.
big charge to
And
say
she-
that against somebody.
Stupid question. She's divorced from
No
Kelsey.
question is
It's too
stupid.
bad. Thank you.
Student
They're
Ralph.
divorced.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already had a baby with the
With the new
25-year-old.
wife.
Oh,
She's
wow.
not
Like-
quite 25. I think she's 30.
She looks really young though.
So just
Wow.
about the age of Kelsey's
Oldest daughter?
Spencer,
Right.
who I know very well.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Who starred
Right.
on Greek?
Okay.
Yeah.
He has a one daughter and then the two with
Oh.
Camille and then a new one.
No, I think there's
there
another
more?
older one, isn't there, Suze?
No, I
Two-
think Spencer's the first, but I don't think there's anybody older than
Oh,
that.
okay. I thought
They're
he
all
had
little
a son.
then.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
in Camille's, I mean, what people don't understand about Camille, she ran GramNet, that company that.
Yes,
that
those were a
she-
lot of her ideas.
She created Girlfriends, the show that they produced on BET. I mean, she really did.
And she
created
picked
Greek.
him up out of his, stupor. He was not well when she
Well, he was a
started
drug
dating him.
addict. Yeah. So
Anyway, and then the
I'm not here.
big,
Who am I to judge?
big drama, with Brandy and then the Leanne Rimes and everybody saying that marriage, Leanne and Eddie Cibrian are going to split up. So there's been a lot of social media buzz about that.
I am so shocked.
You know,
Me
it's funny
too.
though. She's always posting how happy she is.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's like if you have to say it, you're
Then
not.
why do you have
Then
to
you're
tell
not.
people?
Right?
No.
Well, also if
Absolutely.
you end up you hook up with a guy who cheats on his wife,
Right.
and that's how you get together.
Yes.
Isn't it going? And then she cheated on her husband.
Well, and she does
just a
things
matter
like
of time.
she
Right.
says things like "I love my bonus sons," and she talks about Brandy's. You just don't do that. You should be a little more
she calls,
discreet.
the stepchildren her bonus.
Her bonus sons.
Wow.
Well, what I'm so excited about, and maybe you can confirm this. I
Oh,
hear
probably not. If it's at A level, no. I only do D-listers.
I hear Kim Kardashian's pregnant again.
By
Oh.
who? Kanye?
I-
Bruce Jenner?
You know, you're the second person who said that today.
You know what?
I hope.
I mean,
You know what? I had heard that Kanye wanted to have another baby, but she's so focused on getting back to being a size 8
Yeah.
that she didn't want to have another baby.
But then I thought she wanted to go on and have it while she had all
Yeah,
the weight.
while she's fat,
What
go
do you-
ahead and have
Right.
it.
What do you
know,
call them when they're back to back?
Well,
Back to back.
siblings.
obese.
Right. Oh, Jesus.
No, what do
Back
you,
to back.
What do you call the twins? Is it like there's an expression?
Oh, yes.
Fraternal?
No,
No, that's
he's
twin.
right. There is an expression.
Within less than a year,
Right,
they're called
right. It's
Italian.
something.
Something.
Fucked
yeah.
up, I think. It's what you
Oh.
call
Midwest cousins.
But yeah, I thought because she had
Breach.
all the baby weight, she just
no,
she
the
wa-
baby weight is gone.
Well, no. it's
Well,
not
she was on the
totally
Tonight Show
gone.
the
No,
other night.
It's not all gone.
No. It all went to more to her ass.
It's so interesting because I do think that mom is a monetary genius, clearly, but it's just it's like the family
Momager.
that you love to hate. I mean, on the one hand, the E channel has been great for people like myself that don't watch sports because when sports are on and they're all over the house, you want to watch something different. So you have the E channel.
it's a sporting event.
You have the
basically.
HGTV, different shows like that. So on the one hand, they kind of got that niche, but that these little girls look up to these girls so much is just bizarre to me.
It's pathetic.
And the selfies, the overdoing of the selfies,
yeah.
it's just
I think I'm
the
gonna start
narcissism.
posting nude selfies.
Oh
You could
my
start right
You
now
know
because the
what?
camera's
It'll
right
go
here.
viral, I can promise.
Right here, Suze. Why don't you flash us right here and we can start it right here today?
I think I will.
yeah, it's,
That is hilarious.
If I do a selfie nude, honey, it will go viral.
I
very
mean, I'm
quick.
ready. We need some big ratings in here, so this would be the time to do it. Ralph's been wanting to do it, but unfortunately we've asked him not to, right? But yeah, I don't know. I saw
it's interesting. I mean, it's I do think they're beautiful girls, and I think the one thing that was nice about them, people learning about them, is that they weren't your typical look that people looked for on TV. They had darker skin, darker hair, dark eyes. I think that was nice for darker haired girls and darker skinned girls to see that there's a variety of beauty instead of just light eyes and blonde hair. So I think that was a good thing.
and not all Armenians are hairy. That
Well,
was the
they get
point
waxed.
I got, right?
They talk about they get waxed
Oh,
and
I
the
can't
whole
deal with the
thing.
hair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I do, but I think it's interesting because Chris's talk show,
Mm-hmm.
there was whispers that it was going to be canceled, but it never was really announced. Does she have that much control of the media where she didn't want the bad press that it was canceled for sure?
I don't know, but I hope it is canceled.
It is
No, it
canceled.
is canceled.
But we have to
It is
boomerang.
canceled.
We have to boomerang on that. Lonnie Love, our dear Lonnie Love, because
Yes.
her show, The Real, got picked up. Telepix did
Okay.
Chris and they did The Real, but let's give Lonnie a big.
Yes.
Lonnie
Lonnie.
got picked up, the whole gang over at Telepix. So Lonnie's going to come in and be on the show soon. I just talked to her
fabulous.
yesterday. Yeah,
She's hilarious.
yeah. So congrats, Lonnie and Tamar Braxton, all the girls on the
Tia
show.
Mowry.
Tia Mowry, Jenny Mai, and who's the little Spanish girl? I can't remember.
Is that Tony's fault?
Yeah,
I guess it's.
is that?
Maybe that's Melissa.
That's Suze's agent calling. Get her off this show.
Please don't do a selfie.
So anyway, Darren. Yeah. So the
Yeah, so
So
that-
what
and
about
then,
Bruce Jenner though? Is he really a transgendered
I
like the
don't know.
tabloids are
It's
saying?
interesting because they did a show on him and he worked so hard to be in those Olympics and win all those medals. I mean, that guy worked really hard. It was
Yeah,
it was
that
quite
was a long time ago, though.
It was.
Yeah.
It's very
What did
impressive
he do to
though.
his face though? What happened?
Well, he had bad plastic surgery.
Way early, though,
And then he
like-
tried to redo it.
But he had plastic
he's
surgery
got that hair
like in
and
his 30s, didn't he? He wasn't that old originally.
No, he had bad, I think in his 40s.
He looked like Angela Lansbury after that. I mean, it was really sad.
You do have to be careful.
Well, I want to see his clothes. They say he has an enormous wardrobe of dresses.
That's the
Interesting,
rumor
really?
is that he's transgendered,
Okay.
and that he's been trying to deal
Oh,
with
that
that.
he wants to become physically become a woman?
Well, that's what the
Transvestite or transgender?
transgendered.
Oh.
Like he wants to.
Bruce Jenner?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is he taking
Allegedly,
hormones?
this is all a Star magazine.
Well, I
Which
just
never
heard about
lies.
the wardrobe. That one of the daughters Chris's sister was bitching that.
Oh, the
Oh,
sister
yeah.
that's been telling all. The
The
one that's
sister
kind of,
and
she's
the
a hot mess.
ex-wife.
There's
Yeah.
one in every family.
And the ex-wife has
That-
been
that-
telling a lot too. The ex-wife, Kardashian's ex-wife,
Oh, okay.
Robert Kardashian's ex-wife.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're
Ellen.
right. Yeah,
Ellen.
yeah,
That
Chris.
Bruce has an amazing wardrobe of dresses.
Okay.
and
Let's go on shopping.
hey,
I'm going to go with that. I like that one better, that he's got some transgendered issues.
now
Nothing
we don't
against.
know if this is true.
No, allegedly. Everything's alleged. But
Right.
his face looks like an old lesbian. And there's nothing wrong. Let's give a shout out for old lesbians. I am not against an old lesbian. Are you? Look at the one that's just swam to Cuba. What's her name?
Oh, and then she had to prove herself again by swimming in some pool.
Do you know she's Joanna Kern's sister?
no.
Joanna Kern's from.
No
Yes, she
way.
is.
From Family Ties?
Family Ties. No, not Family Ties.
Growing pains.
Growing Pains.
No way.
Yeah. Look
Oh
it
my-
up. Google it, Ralph.
Oh my God.
You know, I kind of knew that, and then I forgot. Like I'm
Do
back.
they have the same last name? No. What's the swimmer's name?
No, Joanna, I guess, is married. What is her name? Diana.
Diana something.
Diana. I don't know.
Well,
She's a handsome woman.
I don't know why that she
my
had to.
hat is off to her.
I agree.
Oh my God.
I totally agree.
Good.
I mean, once at first you don't succeed, try again.
But why'd she have to go in the pool and prove herself because they were skeptical if she did it
People
correctly?
were. They were
yeah.
How about they
skeptical.
try
Donna
it?
De Verona.
Donna De Verona.
Oh,
Oh, Ralph
Okay.
has got sorry
Ralph has
on.
got Siri talking to
She's
him.
talking.
Siri tells
She
you
has
everything.
an older Joanna has an older brother and a younger brother as well as an older sister.
And silence.
And let me see.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, I
they-
just got Siri. I'm just learning how to do Siri. So
I
it's
have her,
pretty
but I don't
amazing.
use her.
I didn't know. It's
She's-
not Siri on an Android though, is it?
Well,
I have-
What does that
I have,
mean?
yeah, there's no.
Yeah.
Siri's just on iPhone.
iPhone.
Right?
yeah,
okay.
but there's the knockoff version. I
But
mean,
what I love is that you can text with Siri, like when you're in the car. So I can just rattle it out, and she just types it.
So you just say the
perfectly.
person's name
I
and
dictate.
on your iPhone.
Yeah. So
Like
I can,
even when it's coming in through the car.
from the Bluetooth,
I have
just
that.
text Jasper, meet you for lunch, and let's change the place. And she types every single word, every single breath.
I have that, and I haven't used it. I'm gonna need to do
It's
that
amazing.
because that
Yeah.
really is wow technology.
So
is-
Joanna Kearns was actually born Joanna Crusy de Verona.
Okay, yeah,
oh, she shortened it,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah. And Joanna's directing a lot now. She directs a lot of TV
Okay.
episodics. But anyway, I don't know how we got off on. Oh, I could said Bruce Jenner looked like an old lesbian.
Right.
Right.
Speaking of old lesbians, today was Gay Pride in Palm Springs, so let's give a shout out to
Work
that.
it
also.
out.
Not just old lesbians, all young. I feel young
Haven't
in Palm
been born
Springs.
lesbians.
That's why I'm out there.
And my friend Jenny Fote should be reelected on Tuesday.
She's running for city council.
Right. She's been on city council forever.
She was in the parade today
Yeah.
with Ross Matthews.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
Ross was the grand marshal.
Now I'm not going to be able to go to her celebration party because I'm sure she'll win. You know,
Right,
she always
right.
wins.
She's won for years,
She's
right?
won for years.
What
She's
do
an
you do in the
amazing
city
politician.
council?
Huh?
What do you do in the city council?
Go to dinners.
Run the
and
city?
Dinners and lunches. Plan things. You know.
All right.
Zoning and
Elks Club and the whole thing?
Yeah.
no, but Jeannie, she's been on for years out there.
Yeah, she's worked really hard for gay rights and
And her
women's
partner,
rights. Pam Generino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a power couple in Palm Springs. Big shout out to all our listeners in Palm Springs.
That's
oh
right.
yes.
Yes.
Peter and Yolanda. Hi.
Peter, Yolanda,
Max
Warren, and Jonathan,
Mitchell.
all the snowbirds, all our neighbors are coming back now.
Greg
for the,
Richmond. Is he out there?
I think so this
Okay.
weekend. Chris Emerson. Yeah.
Carol and her husband.
Carol and Don. Yeah, everyone. Hey.
Hey.
So, Dara, what else? We're going to
What
take.
else? Well, Tori Spelling has been in the news a lot lately.
yes, Dara, go.
She's crying poor. Do we believe her?
Oh yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
She should have stayed married to that first guy, and then she would have got, everything that was coming to her through the.
What about that lawsuit she's involved
She's in a lawsuit. She was stealing these producers' ideas on different shows, and
And
it's
she had
taken a while to have the lawsuit come forward. It was back in 2007.
Right, and she actually had a chance to redeem herself then and to settle, before it turned into a lawsuit.
She may not have known. Who knows all the layers?
Right,
if
and
she
the
even
lawyers,
knows herself.
and you can't even believe your lawyers all the time.
But there's a lot of. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no.
There's a
he's
lot of
used to it.
speculation that apparently her and Dean have split up numerous times.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I had read that when her father, Aaron Spelling, passed away, he left a $500 million fortune, but the mother only gave her $800,000, and that she has swam through that. And she said she tried to tone it down, but it was hard because you
Right.
get used to having
You
nice
do.
things.
Well, I would
he
think.
died a long time ago.
He did die a long
and-
time ago.
And $800,000 doesn't last that long.
No.
I mean, it just doesn't. Well,
Maybe 8 years.
If you have the spending habits of Tori Spelling.
Right.
Now, I live in a trailer.
It's a
We
nice
have a
trailer. It's a nice trailer.
We have a trailer.
It's a
girl
double
here.
wide too.
I'm trailer trash.
It's a
right?
double wide with
Yeah.
bamboo floors. Don't mess. Susie's not fucking around.
Is it from Lyle Wagner?
Lyle Wagner. No, he's. Yeah,
Trailer.
those are all those trailers when we do.
Wagoneers? Is that
Yeah.
what it's called? Uh-huh.
Yeah. You know when we work and when we get
When
jobs,
we
Susie, and they give us a trailer.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's like-
but yeah. I sort of remember
When we
that.
actually get a trailer and not we change in our car.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness! I worked
That's
with
his
Li-
company.
Boomerang. I
Right.
worked with Lyle Wagner.
I would
And
get
go
so
on.
many phone calls from Jasper in his car while he was waiting to go back on the set.
Because I don't want to
Hilarious.
hang out with actors.
He doesn't want to hang out
I
with
would
people
call her
that
and
just
say,
talk
I'm
about
in the
themselves.
car. I can't be bothered.
See, I got a little MiFi thing, so I can just go and work in the car
Yeah.
and be away from everybody on the set. If,
Yeah.
You know, if it's making me nuts.
That's
Every
what I
time
do.
Jasper goes on an audition, he says there's always one person that just won't shut up.
I
Yeah.
posted that the other day. Isn't there that one person? And it's not Ralph. But no, because even Ralph has commented. There's that one person in the
Yeah.
room that just
Yeah.
sucks all the air out.
Annoying. Oh my.
And it's
goodness.
always that one that says, "Hey, didn't we do that? We worked together on the thing, and you were." And I'm like, I don't know who you are. No, we didn't.
Right.
You know, and they just suck all the air out. So,
Well,
but they're trying to psych us out. I go down the hall and cry.
So go back to Tori.
So she's in a lawsuit, a $60 million lawsuit, which means nobody's going to get that amount of money. They just go high like that. And so we'll see what happens. But she's hawking her book, and she's in the press a lot. She must have got a new publicist because there's so many stories on her right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, those publicists cost a lot of money.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I used to think that
Isn't there a
people
range?
were just famous and that people would, do stories about them without them paying.
Oh,
you know.
interesting.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole thing. Next life, I'm going to be a publicist.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
They rake it
they're
in.
the ones who make the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have to pay them.
Thousands.
Didn't a really beloved publicist pass away about 2 months ago? A woman.
Lois Smith.
Somebody
Yes.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you posted that, I think.
Yeah, and her
People were-
daughter's on Ray Donovan, Brooke Smith.
Okay.
Remember in Silence of the Lambs, the girl that was trapped down in the pit that was being screaming.
You
the
mean
whole
the
movie?
basement?
Yeah,
Those movies are so creepy when they're the basement.
That's
or
Brooke.
the van. Or
She's
oh.
on. Did you see Ray Donovan, the new show on John
I've
Voight?
seen it. Yeah.
Oh,
He's brilliant.
that whole cast is
Yeah.
just amazing.
That's one.
to see
That's
it.
one show I kind of like.
I got hooked on it.
That
That's
and
the-
Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, Honey Boo Boo dressed up. They dressed up as the Kardashians. Her family. That was
Oh,
funny.
Okay, that's
that was
funny.
very funny.
Was that funny?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was very funny.
Well, I'm
It
all
won't be
hooked
funny
on-
when she dies of diabetes, but go ahead.
I'm all hooked on Scandal now.
People love Scandal. I haven't watched.
They
Scandal.
shoot it right here on this lot.
Oh, I'm here?
Yeah.
At Sunset Gower?
Yeah.
I had I had never seen it, but I just.
Is that the presidential
Right.
story? Okay.
And I
Is that
thought
with Carrie
Carrie
Washington?
She
Washington.
hosted Saturday Night Live
I know. I
last
need
night.
to see
she,
that. Apparently,
She wasn't on.
She
Ed
hosted
Norton
the whole.
did it.
That's
No.
the rerun.
Oh, when did she? When
Last
did,
Last
night,
night.
Ralph. Saturday.
What that time does it come on?
11:30.
Oh.
Because I tuned in to watch and it was like
10
oh,
o'clock.
Yeah, and it's
Repeat.
like, oh, it's Ed Norton, and I said this was shown on.
He was
October
actually
26th.
good, Ed Norton, when
Damn,
he
so I
hosted.
missed it.
Well, they had a hilarious opening because
Can
Saturday
I
Night
on
Live.
demand it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There's this criticism that they don't have one female black performer on the cast, and it came out. It was all in the press last week. that
Right.
Kenan Thompson, one of the black actors, said, "Well, no one's ready yet. We've seen a lot of," and then comedians were like, "What do you? There's
Right.
this girl." So the opening sketch was the guy who plays Obama on the show,
Right.
and then Carrie was playing
Michelle.
and then they come in and they go, Oprah Winfrey is here to visit, and they're like, "Oh, that's great."
Wait,
And-
but wasn't she both?
well, I was just going to
Oh.
say, so
Sorry.
there we
ruined
go.
it for you. Whoops.
The joke is they go, and then Carrie pauses, and she's like, "Oh right, so I have to go play her too because there's nobody else." And then it was Beyonce, so Carrie had to keep changing costumes
that's
because and they put a thing on the screen about, due to the recent press, how we've been criticized for not having. But what I loved about it, it goes to in the bottom and it says, "But we will continue to embrace our talented white people if we choose to. Thank you."
Oh,
They-
wow.
it was
How
like-
long have they
Thank
been doing
God.
it? Since the 70s? I mean,
I've been so.
They seem to
how
be-
stupid was I, right? Because I was
Oh,
like,
it's fine,
I
Ralph.
recorded it and everything, and I
It's
was
fine.
like, oh, it's Ed Norton.
I know
What
it is
happened?
crazy. It's
But
11:35
11:30. Okay.
on Saturday nights.
So I
but
could-
it's not a new one every week.
So I could probably on demand it because I
I'll
wanted
let
to.
you know.
Was she funny?
Oh,
Carrie?
she was funny. The show, again, it's always up to the writing. If the sketches aren't funny, the actors can't. What can you do?
I told you I saw Cecily Strong in New York.
I like her.
She
a
now does
new
the desk with
weekend
Seth.
anchor. Yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't
yes.
she nice to you?
She was darling.
Yeah.
Could not have been nicer. And I had seen Ramona Singer from New York Housewives. She was an absolute bitch. She was such a bitch that my boys were like, wow.
Wow.
She's a bitch.
Well, she's a housewife. She's a star.
I don't know if they
there.
said
She's very
bitch, but-
talented. Don't you know that?
And it's
She's
interesting
paid her
because
dues in Hollywood.
there's the one on Miami, Marisol. Do you watch Miami
Is that the
Housewives?
one whose mother looked like they dug
Well,
her
that's
up out of
sad.
it?
Talk about bad plastic
There's
surgery.
no
But
excuse for
Marisol
that.
said at any of the housewife functions that Ramona's always a bitch.
Wow.
And it's like, get over yourself.
Wow, exactly.
You're nothing.
So it's not about having a bad day. She's like that consistently.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh, she'll learn.
she'll learn.
Right? I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.
Fame is fleeting.
Fame is fleeting.
It's
It
just-
is fleeting.
But
One
it's
day
just-
you're in and one day you're
But
out.
you,
Right.
but it's always the D-listers instead of like the
Right.
A-listers are always seemingly very nice and humble and grateful to be there. And
Yeah, that's true. Don't you think, Suze?
Are they more classic actors? The
yes,
older actors.
right,
yeah.
right,
Right.
yes.
The people, I find that too. It's like the ones who are really secure with themselves. But how many secure actors are there?
Well, I
Who
think
knows?
in the older days, people were, like Raymond Massey.
Right.
He was so charming and wonderful. And I remember once I had a little bit part on TV, and he wrote me a fan letter, and because I'd worked with him, and he was just so sweet and supportive. Really good actors,
Good
are
actors.
usually,
Well, you've worked with so
Gracious.
many. Suze, you worked with Richard Chamberlain and
Yeah.
Night of the Iguana, and what was your first? You went on tour in a play early on with a
Donald O'Connor.
Donald O'Connor. Yeah,
Yeah, and he taught me all those tap dances.
Right.
So we were playing, I think, St. Louis, and the mayor of, somewhere over the rainbow, Oz. The mayor
Oz, yeah.
of Oz, Mickey Carroll, joined us on stage, and the three of us, did the big.
Donald O'Connor from Singing in the Rain?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
you were on tour, right?
we were on tour for about a year.
Is
doing
Raymond
that
Massey
play.
Ironside? Is that who?
No,
No, that
No,
was
you're thinking
Raymond
Raymond
Burr.
Burr.
Oh, Raymond
Yeah.
Burr.
Raymond Massey was.
Sorry.
Oh God, he played Lincoln.
Lincoln
in a
and-
classical
Yeah.
movie of it.
Wasn't there also?
He played the father in East of Eden.
Yes,
Yeah.
but also wasn't there a famous actress on tour with you and Donald? Was there?
No.
a
It
was
lady? No.
Susie.
Well, we know that.
No, well, it was a good actress. She's not. Kelly Britt was with us.
Okay,
So
I
it
was
the
thinking
three
there
of
was
us.
like Dorothy Lamour or someone else, but
no, Dorothy McGuire was in Night of the Iguana with
that's
me.
what it
Yeah.
was with
And
Richard.
Eleanor Parker.
Yes, and that was at the that was a big deal.
Big deal.
That was-
Yeah, that's when.
And you met Tennessee Williams, or did you meet him?
Oh yeah, I
you,
met him.
You met him. Do you
Yeah,
want to tell any stories about him?
Well, sure.
Yeah, talk about that.
Well, there was a friend of mine that was very flamboyant in
Mm-hmm.
the dressing room next to me. And so, we like to make fun of each other, and
Right.
he'd call me, bad names, and I'd call him gay,
Right.
and whatever. And on the preview night, he would always like knock on the door and stick his script in the door, or his
penis.
hand, or
Whatever.
And so one night I hear this loud knock, and I'm taking my makeup off. We've got to get to notes. I said, "Come in, faggot." I mean, that's when you can say things like
Right.
that. And in walks Tennessee Williams.
Well, he heard his name.
And he said, "Miss Lanier, how appropriate."
He said appropriate
How
or
appropriate.
inappropriate?
How appropriate.
For
Oh,
him.
and his
And
accent.
I said, "Oh my God, Mr. Williams, I'm so sorry." And I started crying, and he soothed my feelings. He was
He gave you some drugs and
Yeah.
said you'll be fine.
Little LSD.
God,
Yeah,
he was.
he said, "Take
talented.
this, little girl, you'll be fine."
Yeah,
That was at the Amazon, right? Wow.
I was backstage. Yeah.
Oh, I like your stories.
Thank you. I don't think too many people call Tennessee Williams that
fact.
name.
Well, and live to tell about it.
Or- and live to tell
be,
about it,
Or
yeah.
be told thank you for it. right?
Well, at least he had a good sense of humor.
Well, I said I didn't think it was you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought it was somebody else. You know.
Wow.
So anyway, he understood.
Yeah. Well,
Or he was just high and didn't hear me.
Well, you know, she's really fortunate because Suze got to work in television in the 70s, especially when I call
when
that.
she was 5.
When she was a child actor,
you.
of course, but especially in Ralph Loves 3 Camera as well. But, you know, working on Welcome Back, Kotter and some of the, and Susie also goes back to the variety days with
Tony Orlando.
And Dawn.
Oh my
I
goodness,
grew
that was my favorite. I would sing those songs. Crazy. Such a great.
Well, you had Sonny and Cher, the
Oh.
Smothers
Yeah.
Brothers, Laugh-In.
I saw Minnie Riperton on the Smothers Brothers show with my father.
Was that at
Loved
CBS
her.
Television City?
Oh
Were you
God,
guys-
you have to ask me that. I can't remember, but I do know this: that when we did the show, I got to do comedy sketches with George Carlin.
Oh
And
my gosh,
so
we were
that-
just talking about him the other night.
You know, he was
He was
brilliant.
brilliant.
and probably really nice, right?
He was very nice to me.
Oh.
He wasn't nice to everybody.
Right.
He had quite an attitude, but
Oh,
you know,
interest-
he's very quiet and
Okay.
and you know, quirky.
Yes.
But I can be too. So you know,
Okay.
we got along really well. You know, because I was you know.
He's so funny.
Well, you
So
were
we're-
very Goldie Hawn-ish.
Yeah, I
back
did a lot
then.
of the
Yeah.
dumb blonde stand-up
Right.
parts. Yeah,
That was
Hey,
your.
whatever gets paid,
yeah, oh, yeah.
right?
But how?
I've never been picky.
Back to the sketches.
But she
with
likes a
George.
check. Thank you.
Back to the sketches with George, where they did you rehearse or were they?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do a lot of improv with?
A little bit of improv. It was mostly written.
Uh-huh.
You know, they'd call us in and ask us what we wanted to do. I auditioned. I'd never done stand-up. I'd only, you know, I thought of myself as, you know,
Serious actress.
Serious actress.
Like now?
It's harder to
Like
do
now.
comedy, they say.
It is. I think it
comedy's
is.
much harder.
Right.
And so I didn't. They asked me to audition. I thought, God, I don't know what to do. So I just decided to make fun of all the Miss America, you know, beauty
Pageantry,
contestants.
yes.
So I actually twirled the baton,
Which you
I
can.
still do on my cabaret show.
Hilarious.
I twirled the baton.
And Erica Renee Davis twirls.
Yeah. Well, in Sue's mom, there's a great story in her
that's
show about her
Yeah.
mother and you doing the twirling.
Well,
but-
yeah.
Can you tell the story, or you don't want to tell it
What?
about the baton twirling?
On the show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or with your mom.
God rest her soul.
You know, I just decided, okay, I can play dumb, and you know, as Miss Mississippi, and you know,
You had to throw
and
Mississippi
I
under the
made,
bus.
I made the guy, Bart Perks. Bart Perks. Hey, Mr. Perks, I'm Miss Mississippi, MISSISSISSISSIPPI. And then I twirled and I got the part. I couldn't believe it. I mean, there with George Carlin.
Was that
come
George
on.
Slater also the producer from
yeah.
Laugh-In? Because he did a lot of those, right? Wow. That
That
was just, and those, Carol Burnett was interviewed recently, who for me, I mean, I know you love Lucy, but for me, Carol Burnett was the queen. But she was saying
Oh, that-
how expensive, like her show in particular was. Like one reason
Oh.
Variety couldn't make it today
All
is
the costumes?
how expensive the shows
Costumes.
were. You know, they did an hour of Variety with all the Bob Mackie costumes.
Oh my God, the curtain, the Gone with the
The
Wind.
Gone with the Wind, hilarious.
Hilarious.
And you have to have the choreographer and
Right.
the music.
The live band,
the
live
orchestra.
band. I mean, it's a big production every
Yeah.
week.
A big
you know.
team of writers.
Oh, I
yeah,
love
all the
Carol
guest
Burnett
stars.
show. Did you ever work with her?
I met her before I ever moved to LA. I was working actually I was in high school, and I was working at a radio station, and she came in as the guest doing a radio show just like this.
Wow.
And I almost fainted. You know, I
Right.
just went in and went, "Oh, Miss Burnett, I love you so much." And I'm moving to New York, and so she said, "I'm going to make a phone call for you." And there was the
Wow.
studio some apartment for women there. I can't remember. Oh, Barbizon. And,
Oh yeah,
Who
the
stayed at the
modeling.
Barbizon?
Isn't that the cosmetic or
It
the
was,
model?
Well,
it was
that
in the
was-
Back
60s
then,
on the Upper East
it
Side.
was the Barbizon Hotel, and it was just for women.
Wow.
And you had a curfew, and you know they really watched after the girls. But I couldn't afford to stay there, so I just moved to the Lower East Side. You know, and
Carol
did
made
drugs.
Right.
Carol made the call for you for
She
Barbizon.
made the call for me. She's an amazing
That's
human
very
being.
nice.
She's an amazing human being.
Well, you
She-
know her story about how somebody gave her money to go to New York when she was at UCLA,
And that's where she
right?
stayed.
And they were. She never to this day. She never found out who the guy was, or she kept it a secret. I think someone gave her like $10,000. I can't remember.
Wow, that was
And
a lot
that
of
allowed
money
her
back
to
then.
move.
Rose, you stayed at the Barbizon Hotel. And somebody
Right.
committed suicide from that hotel.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, thanks
Well,
for
'cause I
bringing
like
it
to
down,
keep things
Ralph.
up,
I was
okay?
going to say, womp womp. If you go to New York,
Move to
stay
the
on the
Lower
first
East Side.
floor.
go to the
yeah.
Barbizon and then kill
stay
yourself.
on
Do
the
we
first
know
floor.
where Melissa is?
Which one?
Melissa.
Melissa, our guest, Jasper?
Yes.
Yeah, McCarty.
No, she's not due until top of the hour.
Okay,
Oh, I
top
see.
of the hour. Are we in Britain?
I
No,
know.
we having
we're-
tea?
Top of the hour.
She's
Top of
not.
the
She's
hour.
coming on at 5:00.
Okay.
We're coming up. Yeah, we have a wonderful guest, Melissa McCarty, not Melissa McCarthy,
I know.
which a lot of
how
people
How much
have
does that
been
happen to her?
tweeting me
Yeah.
saying, "Oh my God, you have Melissa McCarthy on the show." I said, "Yes, we do. Tune in."
That's a good one.
Right? I mean, because it's just that one letter
Whatever
off.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Whatever
when you
works.
see this Melissa, you'll know it's not the other
Okay,
one.
okay.
But I love both Melissas.
Right.
Yes.
We were watching the outtakes of that that movie that Melissa McCarthy was in, the 40-year-old.
Virgin.
I don't know if it was or something about being over 40. That one woman, Leslie Mann, that gets all those parts
Oh.
because her husband's a producer.
Judd Apatow.
It's annoying. She is so annoying. She is annoying. Okay.
Yeah.
Ask me how I really feel.
Right.
But they were showing the end of the movie where they were in the principal's office and Leslie Mann and her husband and then Melissa McCarthy, their kids got into a thing and she was just ripping. It was part of the scene, but she just went on and Kevin and I were watching.
I love Melissa McCarthy.
She is
I love her too.
genius.
What I love
She's genius.
is that she's Jenny McCarthy's first cousin.
Right.
Jenny McCarthy did nothing to help this girl ever in
Are
her
you
career.
serious?
Yeah, she gave her a
Is
production.
that the same with Jenny McCarthy pushed aside Heather Dubrow?
Probably.
you tell me that?
Oh, because they were on a show together.
Yeah.
But so she brought Melissa out to LA and gave her a production assistant job on one of her first sitcoms. I just love the fact that.
And now Melissa's bigger.
Yes. And
Wait,
better.
I had no
In
idea she
fame.
was really
In
Jenny
fame.
McCarthy,
First cousins.
the blonde.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So Melissa.
I
well,
can't
she
decide
was,
if I like Jenny McCarthy or not.
Well, I've met her.
Okay.
And she was really, really sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. I
All
mean,
right.
I didn't want to like her. That
Okay.
bitch. She's much too pretty. But
Is she
you know,
pretty in
I think she's talented, actually.
she is
I
funny.
think she's funny. I
She
think
is
some of her
funny.
shows were really funny. They
She's-
just didn't last.
She's very pretty because I met her before she went into makeup, and I went, "Oh my god!"
Oh, right.
She's so pretty even without the
Without
makeup.
makeup.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's gorgeous. But when she started being really nice, I thought, "Oh my god, she's pretty and nice."
she's nice.
Right.
You know.
And she was
Okay,
naked
well-
in Playboy.
Yeah.
Many times. Wasn't
And
she
she's funny. She's
Playmate of the
talented.
Year?
You know, there must be a funny gene in that
The
family.
family.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, I
really
think it's
funny.
their mothers or sisters.
Okay.
I think that's how. And Jenny moved back to Chicago.
Yes.
Well, maybe she's back in New York now doing The View, but
Right. There's mixed reviews about her. Oh, speaking of The View, can Barbara Walters
drop out.
go
please.
away?
Enough.
Corey Feldman was on the other day talking about.
Which I'm dying to read his book.
He's talking about abuse that he was suffered from producers that are still famous in Hollywood today. Mm-hmm. He doesn't name names, and she says something like, "Why would you say that when they're still there today?" And she's like a dinosaur. She needs
just
to go
steps on
away.
people's
She's
lines
awful.
and-
Remember, she gave Denise Richards a really hard
Really
time
hard
about
time.
dating Richie Sambora. It's like, go. Didn't you date a married man? Go away.
Right.
She needs to retire.
No, she's-
People were really upset at her for
She's-
being mean to Corey Feldman, who's brave enough to tell his story about his childhood abuse.
Well, Ann Coulter. I mean, she's crazy. Ann Coulter. But I love people like Ann Coulter because they're just.
Did she rip Barbara?
Well, she went on The View one time, and I remember Barbara tried to start with her, and Ann just laid her out.
Yeah.
She was like,
It's time for Barbara to go.
I think so.
Time for
I've
her to
started
go.
watching The Talk anyway. What is that, Ralph?
This is Kerry Washington. Just a photo.
Oh, okay.
from last
Saturday
night?
Live, yeah.
She,
Oh.
she tries to stay under the radar, but they're always wanting to write about her.
She's pregnant now. Just got married.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I read it on
Her and Kim K.
Deadline.com. Well, last story. Let's talk. What do you think of Lamar Odom and the big girl? Which one?
She's hardly big.
I know,
Khloe-
tall. The
Khloe
big tall girl.
Kardashian.
I didn't mean heavy.
I don't know. I think it's a sad situation when somebody's addicted to drugs.
Right.
And/or
Are they
alcohol
showing
or
it on the
both.
show?
I don't watch
believe
the
it or
show.
not, I don't.
I don't watch the
Oh,
show.
you're Kardashian free zone also?
I wouldn't go that far, but I don't watch
Well,
the
what does
show.
that mean? You
well,
either
that
watch
means
it-
I'll hit 59, and if they're on they're on. I'll watch for like 5 seconds to try and then they're so stupid they talk about their bodies in their parts, and it's just ridiculous. So no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, I don't watch them either. But now, Susan, when we go to break, I want to play your video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
tell everyone about the video.
Oh well, I it was just a a homemade, kind of inexpensive music video, I decided, somebody said, God, you got to put something on YouTube. So I had written this new song called Watch What You Asked For. You just might get it. I decided to make it, for my horror fans. So it stars myself and Michael Berryman and Brooke Lewis, who I actually met.
Brooke, who's been on our show.
she's here.
I met her for the first time here
Co-hosting.
on the show.
Oh, okay.
And we just got to be pals. And,
right.
So Brooke is in it. She, plays a vampire in it. And I wrote the song with Ron Finn. And it's one of my
I want to watch it. I'll watch it when I get home.
Well, yeah, it's going to be. We're going to take our first break, but I'm hoping Tony's listening because I don't see the video on here, so I know Tony's going to take care of that, and maybe when we go to break, he's going to make sure Suze's video is playing because I don't find it on the screen. Do you? Oh wait, I think I can maybe find it. Where is it?
You're so tech savvy.
Look at this great picture. Look at this great picture of
honey,
Suze.
it is so homemade.
That is such a great picture.
I
of
did
you
it on zero
in the white
budget.
hat.
Huh?
That picture of you in the white hat. Have you? That's one of your
which
best.
one you're talking about.
No, it's a great picture. Okay, everyone, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, our special guest Melissa McCarty is here.
Without an H.
Yeah, journalist and author with her new
Yes.
book, and of course Suze Lanier is staying,
Yes.
Bramlett, and so is Dara, Rose, Murray, and Ralph. I'm not so sure. Are you coming
Ralph
back?
is here.
No, I'm going to be
He's
right
here.
back.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and greet our guests.
Okay, well, you're listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole, and we will be right back. Bye-bye.
Come back.
Bye.
Looked into your eyes, thought I read the meaning. I gave you my all, right from the beginning. I never would have thought you'd be so deceiving.
You've seen him for years as Hollywood's bad guy on TV and in movies. Now, listen to him right here. Here's your host, the multi-talented Jasper Cole.
Woohoo! All right. Howdy, howdy, howdy. And welcome back to On the Set with Jasper Cole. We are going into our second hour. Wow, this is flying by.
It is.
This is our Sunday worship service, as you know. We are non-denominational.
Right.
Come one is coming. We have two Jewishes here, right? Half Jew.
I don't even know what
You don't
I am
claim it.
anymore. No,
You don't claim it.
I'm
Yeah.
just whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Come one, come all.
Yeah.
Shalom.
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 Well, speaking of divas, my co-host is back, Ralph Cole Jr.
Hello, Planet Eartha.
How are you, Ralph?
I am excellent, Jasper.
Good to see you.
What a fun, buoyant show.
Look at all these beautiful women in here.
I know.
surrounded
Wow.
by
This is
women.
how it should be because I'm outnumbered
It's a
with you
lot
two.
of estrogen here.
No,
I love
this
it.
is fun.
It's really
we
good.
We still have Murray and Rose are here.
Rose,
our parents.
Are they
welcome
sleeping
back.
yet?
They're back. They're here.
they're still
They're
awake.
holding down the fort.
Dad's like, when is it time to leave?
You know they're both single.
He's very
too.
concerned
They're
about
both
the
single,
time change.
right? Dara,
Yes,
they're both single.
they are
Yeah,
both single
right.
and ready to mingle.
We took a Facebook. We
Christian
took a.
Christian mingle.
I took a photo for Match.com later. We'll be
Right.
posting.
J-Date.
Well, there's many different sites we
There
could
is.
use, right?
I actually have dreams that I'm going to register on J-Date. Just in case
What
Kevin
does your
decides
husband
to
think
leave
about
me.
it?
Well, I don't tell him.
Oh, okay.
My dreams are very active and busy. They're very, I'm
love
so
it.
married, I'm going to pretend I'm being courted by somebody other than my husband.
You know you're on the radio,
And then
right?
you, I don't care. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, okay,
just
I'm
you.
married to Kevin. And
Wow.
I have two sons
Sounds
and I
sweet.
live here.
And I'm very
And
grateful.
I've got to get up.
And
Okay,
I'm
and
so
I gotta-
grateful.
I gotta get
Exactly.
it. Well, thank God you remember when you wake up.
But it
Okay,
is,
yeah.
I mean, they're so vivid. It's so fun.
Imagine what dreams he's having.
Oh, please. I don't want to know.
It goes both ways,
Absolutely.
allegedly.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's what happens, when you marry in your 30s, you have all those teen years and all those 20s of all those memories. So,
Wow.
anyway,
Wow.
enough about me. Let's talk about Melissa.
Well, listen, you've certainly warmed it up then, right? Well, we have another beautiful guest here, very talented.
we only let pretty
We
women
apparently,
in here.
apparently we only do pretty, which is right,
Nice.
Suze.
Sweet.
We didn't welcome. Well, Ralph, you didn't welcome back Suze.
Oh,
Well,
Suze.
Special
hello.
guest co-host.
Okay.
What? See, we moved.
She has the glasses off.
Suze.
Here.
Suze decided this was her better side. So every actress, typical actress, right?
Is that why she moved?
No, we did that, but that would be funny.
Yeah,
you
it would be
said,
funny.
You said I'm better on this side.
Well, I do prefer my glasses on.
I can't believe she could have that lipstick on and not get it on her teeth. That would be all over my teeth.
Well, that's a whole other video,
How to?
and you can YouTube Suze for that. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Right. It
No.
takes a lot of practice.
You're doing it well.
Welcome
I'm
back,
impressed.
Suze.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back.
Nice to be
So
here.
let's introduce our very
Yes.
special
Thank you, Ralph.
guest.
Take over
Yeah.
We have a journalist.
on the set with Ralph
Okay.
Cole Jr.
Well, it's on the
Well,
set
he
with the
did well
Coles.
when you were in Mexico.
he certainly did. Go ahead, Ralph.
No, we have a wonderful journalist and an author. She's very well-rounded. She grew up rough, but she softened her
Oh.
edges. Yes.
Wow.
Nice
And
intro.
I'd like to introduce to Planet Eartha, Melissa McCarty.
Thank you for having
Very-
me. I heard you guys talking earlier, and I may or may not have gotten a few gift bags sent to my house thinking I was
Okay.
Melissa McCarthy.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Do you
I
love
may or may
that?
not have
Do you
kept
get
them.
that all the time?
Why the hell not?
Well, no, seriously, MTV sent a gift bag to my house thanking me for appearing on the award show. And
Oh,
was
I
like,
love
You're
it.
welcome.
I love
My
it.
pleasure.
I like that's
No,
great.
I tried to return it, but
You did?
it's so difficult.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
that's a
couldn't
lot of work
find the
for
right
you. You're
place.
busy.
Melissa, what was in the
Yeah.
gift bag?
Yes.
It was a lot of stuff for pets and men, like razors and
Oh.
dog stuff.
Wait, what? Do they think Melissa McCarthy needs to shave?
She's hairy
It
and
was so weird, and I don't have a pet, and I'm single, so I was just like, what do I do with this? So,
That's bizarre.
and she's married with kids, right?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
But
Well, it's
you
funny
can
'cause-
always re-gift.
That's true.
That's true.
That's I like to do.
And I
that.
swear my SAG dues are for her, not me, because they're so high.
Oh, you should have
them
that.
to just complain and be like, "You're confusing me. These aren't my dues."
Right.
Wow.
That's a good
Wow.
point. That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
point. Well,
I
imagine
know.
what hers are then.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, she can
Wow.
afford it, but
Yeah.
that's funny because I was talking earlier about so many people on Twitter wrote,
thought
they're
it
like,
was her. Yeah.
yeah, and I just said, yeah, no, I didn't say anything. They just said, I can't believe you have Melissa McCarthy on. I'm like, well, tune in.
Yeah. Sorry.
God,
No.
no, don't. It's you can use it for and against you. When it pays off, use it.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
love her. I would love to
I
meet
love her
her.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's genius.
I would love to meet her. That's
She's
so
really
funny.
amazing. So anyway, congrats on the new book.
Thank
Newsgirls
you.
Don't
This
Cry.
is my first interview.
I was
about
gonna
it
say,
ever.
I know
Oh,
we
wow.
really
We're
really
so
are
honored.
honored
Yeah.
that you are here. Thanks to Dara as well, because I
Yes.
know you ladies connected.
Well, we first laid eyes on each other at a baseball charity, right?
For baseball scouts.
Right, and then we tweeted each other, and that's kind of how we met.
Right,
Yes.
right through baseball.
I'm loving your
So this
flat
is-
stomach.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Your abs are
Thank
beautiful.
you.
let's just keep
Thank
it
you.
really real, like
Okay, yeah.
the important
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, well, because
Who cares about the book?
Because before
Or
we were just on the
her,
radio.
her journalistic
It is Hollywood.
accomplishments.
I know it is how I know. I'm just like I love your body.
Investigative reporting.
I work
None of
at
that
it.
matters.
Well,
you know.
because being a news reporter for so many years, stuck in those trucks, those
Oh.
remote trucks where you be
Yes, yes.
So normally you live off fast food because
Right.
that's all you have time for. So there were years of my career that I literally ate like Taco Bell 2 times a day, and then ever since then, when I moved to Los Angeles to work in the big leagues, all the photographers who were much older than me were very healthy. And they actually looked at me a little bizarre when I was like, let's go to McDonald's. And they're just like, nah, I don't need that.
I'm
I mean, it was
vegan.
just really,
I have
it was
gluten
really weird.
problems,
So
yeah.
they forced me to eat healthy again. And then I just took it on a whole nother level.
Oh, good for you. It's paying.
Yeah.
It's working.
Thank you.
That could be your next book, a cookbook with all the fast food, how to eat healthy as an investigative
I know.
reporter stuck in the truck on the road. Like,
Stuck in the
Stuck
truck.
in the
Did you start
truck.
doing like sit-ups because after they wanted you to eat healthy, you figured I'm bored here in this truck. What am I going to do while I'm waiting?
You know, it's so funny. Me and one of my favorite photographers at CBS, his name is Francisco, we were on this SWAT shift. And it was 12 hours going from city to city, scene to scene, 12 hours in a truck.
Oh.
And it really takes a toll on your lower back.
yeah.
So we would just, whenever we had any downtime, we would just, even if it was on a crime scene or if we were just tooling around in the truck, we would just step out and do exercises and stretch. So we would be on the side of the road
Step
somewhere,
over the dead bodies and just
stretching,
do some,
and it was just-
some
it
Pilates
was-
around the
She
court.
saw a lot of
a
stuff.
I'm
lot
sure.
of stuff, but it was just hard because your health kind of takes a toll. Well, mine did, and then sometimes you can't pee for like hours.
Oh,
you
yes,
know,
you wrote about that in your
hours.
right.
And
Folgers
it's little things that people don't
Take for
really
granted.
Think about.
They take for
They think it's so
granted.
glamorous,
Wow.
right?
They think it's
There's-
so
it's not
glamorous,
glamorous.
Yeah.
and you don't realize that if you have to go, you can't. Where are you gonna
Where
go?
you gonna go?
So I used to knock. I would be at a crime scene, and I would knock on a stranger's door and say, "I'm so sorry to bother you. I have 3 shows outside your home. I know you're not happy that we're here. Can I please use your ladies' room?"
Were they nice?
Yeah. They
Oh, that's
were. They
good.
let us go.
That's good.
They got it.
Yeah.
Well, tell everyone your journey. We always talk about the journey here on the show. I'm always fascinated, like how someone starts their career, and you grew up. Tell everyone where you grew up and
Well, I
how
was-
this all started for you. Basically, I mean,
I was born in Michigan, really small town, and my family moved us to Berkeley when I was 4 years old.
Great
My
city.
dad went to Cal
Wow.
Berkeley. And I spent most of my years in the East Bay of Northern California.
Beautiful.
And then I left home at about 17 and kind of started my own journey in life, and that was a tough time in our family. So then,
Did you bring your brother Mickey with you when you left?
Mikey,
Mikey.
I did not,
Okay.
but I
Later.
left. He left first.
Okay.
Then I left.
Okay.
And we always ended up with each other. You
Okay.
know, I would get my own apartment, and he would move in with me.
Right.
And we lived together for a long time, and sometimes not by choice.
Mm-hmm.
Usually not by choice. And then I went into the news business, but it took me 5 colleges.
wow. Was
Yeah,
journalism
several high
something you were
schools.
always interested in, or did you sort of
No,
just
you know,
stumble upon it? Or
I wanted to be a supermodel.
right? Well, of course. Who doesn't? Well,
Yeah.
you could have been looking
Thank
like you.
Did
That
you do
failed.
modeling? You did modeling, didn't you?
Amateur stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
in
want
the
a
Bay Area.
donut?
No.
No. I bet you had a lot of donuts on the road too. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
in the newsroom,
So
right?
much
In
junk
all the
food.
newsrooms.
Newsrooms have so much junk food.
Junk
Do they
food.
now?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Just
And
like
a lot
on-
of people send gift baskets,
right.
and it's always junk food.
Right.
I don't know. It's the last thing news people need to be hopped up on sugar.
Sugar, right?
It's like craft services too. They still have all the junk. I mean, they have some good stuff too now, but
Yeah.
you still have all the candies and stuff like that. Wow.
Yeah.
So you just sort of got into the journal. What was your first break, I guess?
Well, at one point my father just suggested, why don't, I just go into this? And I was in college at the time, and I said, okay, that's easy. You just sit and you read off a teleprompter, and I make a lot of money, and I'm in and I'm out. That's cool. And then once I was in college, I realized that it was like 12-hour days. It was very difficult. And once I got into the real world, I realized the responsibility, the emotions that you deal with.
Right.
So I make a lot of speeches at local colleges, and I tell the journalists of
that's good.
tomorrow, you have to be emotionally and mentally strong to be a field reporter, or else it'll eat you alive. Because
Right.
when you think about it, you show up on somebody's worst day.
right.
And you have to really relate and do justice with telling their story.
Right.
But you also have this ticking clock of a newscast that's constantly present.
Right.
So you really have to balance doing your job, but still doing justice by the family or the story.
And you have them talking in your ear too, right? Would you have the earpiece?
Yeah, when I'm broadcasting live, I have
Yeah,
the
so you've got that
earpiece.
going on while you're trying to be engaged in this.
Well, a lot of the prep work is done before, but there's a lot of times where you are live and you're trying to engage a live interview or a chaotic scene like on a fire, and they're in your ear communicating with you. And I always had a hard time hearing them and focusing
Right.
on what I was doing.
Right.
So sometimes I would just take it out.
Take it out. Yeah.
But you're balancing so many different things
Wow.
when you're live. And it's one of the most difficult, industries.
I would think so.
Give
for
us an
me.
example of what are they saying in your ear, for example?
Well,
10 seconds.
because I talk too much, for me it was wrap it.
Wrap it. Always,
Oh, wrap it
always
up.
wrap it
Just,
up.
Yeah, just because they have to stay on a clock.
Right.
That's what you meant about the newscast going on in the back of your mind while you're trying to do
exactly.
justice.
And I always have so much to say, and I feel like when someone's going through something, and I just spent 8 hours knowing them, and
Right.
and
But
being
they get like
entrenched in their
3
lives.
minutes of time.
Yeah, it's so you're cut down to just mere seconds.
Right.
Sometimes 90 seconds. So I would always want more time to tell someone's story. So it was always kind of like, okay, Melissa, wrap.
And you're like, well, wait,
And in my mind,
this
I'm
is
like,
a tragedy. What do you mean?
I know
Yeah.
that's kind of how local news is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
But
Yeah.
it's I like one thing that's telling that you said that we may not realize as the public is you're showing up on someone's worst day.
Right.
You know,
It's
so
that was-
big responsibility.
That was a profound statement, and
Yeah.
it's the first time I've actually thought about it that way.
Exactly. Because it's easy to not, because we see your beauty and you being very eloquent while you're doing your 90 seconds of what has gone on, not knowing what you've had to endure, that you've been there for 8 hours, that they've been crying in your arms going, I've lost my baby, what am I going to do?
Right.
And then you have to be pulled up to say, this is Melissa McCarty, I'm reporting from channel blah, blah, blah.
And I think that's one of the main reasons why I left after 13 years local news.
It's a long time.
Is because think about experiencing a bad day and grief and heartache and disaster one day, one moment, and then multiply that every day for 13
Wow,
years.
that's a lot.
And so it kind of changes you. It changed me.
You know, I saw Oprah Winfrey interview once, and she started out as a local in some of her local anchoring, and she was mentioning even not just being just being an anchor. She stopped because she got so emotionally involved in the stories. When she would be actually reading the stories, she would want to follow up on it, find these people, and finally she realized that this is really taking a toll on me.
And especially living in Hollywood, and it's hard enough to be a single girl and
Right.
date in this town. And
Ralph
I
knows about that.
Yeah. And so I would go just entrenched in something so deep and heavy and rush out to meet my friends to try and have a life because I work 12 hours a
balance
day
it
and I was
out.
single, or go on a date. And then I learned very quickly I cannot share what I do with people because they don't want to hear it. It upsets them. And even when I kept it to myself, people kind of looked at me like, oh, she's deep. Oh, she's kind of heavy.
But
Or,
you know what? Those
they-
aren't the people that you really want to
You're
stay
right.
friends with,
Yeah, you're right.
because you need that soundboard.
I do.
Yeah.
You just need a release.
Well, yeah.
And a lot of the people that I grew up in Hollywood with, it was hard to get that release because they
They just can't be bothered.
They couldn't be bothered.
Those aren't the friends.
They didn't. They wanted to talk about the Kardashians, and you were
Right.
talking about some really profound tragedy or something.
Well, I would just sit there and hear their conversation, knowing that I just came from, a fallen officer's funeral,
Right.
And it just ripped my heart out. And I'm thinking about his family and his children for days and days. And when I hear this like really superficial, mundane conversation, it used to anger me.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet.
I could see that.
Yeah, and so after years of that, I left.
So you left,
Yeah.
and then what'd you do once you left?
Well, I'm so proud to say Larry King is my boss.
Aura, right?
Yeah.
Aura TV.
Aura TV. It's this cutting edge.
Tell us about this, because
Yeah.
It's
a lot of
so
people are
new.
just
Where do we
discovering
find
it.
it? Yeah.
Murray and I were talking, Dr. Zane, Dara's dad, about it.
Well, there's Huffington Post and Yahoo does it.
Okay.
So Aura TV was created by Larry King and Carlos Slim, who is apparently one of the richest men in the world.
Right.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. Telecommunications.
Is he single?
I think he is.
Is Melissa still singing?
Hey,
That's
Melissa.
another
I'm
show,
single.
Suze.
You are?
It's tough out there.
Oh, okay. Well,
You got to go to
It
like
is
church or
tough
temple.
out there.
Church or temple.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, I'll try it.
Church or
I heard
temple.
it. I heard it was Whole Foods. I thought Whole Foods was the place.
Whole
but
Foods is good.
Church, temple, and the grocery store. There are so many single guys playing stupid in the grocery store.
Wow.
You'd be surprised, but
I've had those encounters, but
Yes.
it feels a little weird,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are so funny. I love that. What encounters? Just going on a tangent.
where
for
they
a
ask her
second.
some stupid like, are these tomatoes ripe? How do you know if they're ripe? I mean,
Oh,
they
I
do
see.
stuff like that.
Or I'm, making a salad at the buffet and somebody comes over like, hey, can I give you my
You-
card?
you don't want that
and
guy.
I'm
You don't want that guy.
How many times has he done this? Probably every day.
Yeah, okay.
So
No, you don't want
weird.
that guy.
Yeah.
No.
It's weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go
There
for
are-
the nerds.
There are cute guys though at my Whole Foods off of Fairfax.
Oh.
Santa
so-
Monica.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. That's where I'm in that neighborhood,
Yeah.
in the hood. We're in the hood together.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I'm in the Hollywood.
Okay.
I was
yeah.
in Hollywood too.
You were. That's where we first met.
Yes.
Kinda.
We would hooker
Let's
watch.
bring it back.
It's a love-hate relationship with me in Hollywood.
Really?
I wanted to laugh with you when you said, "Oh, there are a lot of cute guys in my Whole Foods on Santa Monica and Fairfax," and I was like, "Yeah, they might be on the same team." That you're on."
Jim,
Okay.
Equinox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you in West Hollywood?
Yes.
Equinox.
No, you're not
So-
going to find. No, you have to go for the nice guy. Give the nice guy a chance.
Yeah.
Seriously,
will.
the guy that you would have been friends with in high school because you were too cool to date him.
That's my new thing.
That's the guy.
I'm going for the nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did
Suze,
it.
what do you
I
think?
did it.
Yeah.
You always liked the bad
Don't
guy,
ask.
didn't you?
Well,
they bore me. I mean, I should.
The nice guys are not boring.
I need help.
The nice guys are
No,
not.
I agree.
He can give you free therapy later.
Dr. Murray
He's
Zane.
a retired psychiatrist.
But
No,
they're never- they're
the
never
nice guys
retired,
are
are
not
they?
boring. Kevin is far from boring. He's a nice guy. And I had a girlfriend that dated him 5 years before we dated, and she broke up with him because he was too nice.
Right.
And then she married the bad boy, and he was more narcissistic.
But you were
than
concerned
her
he might be too nice in the beginning because you.
because I wasn't used to that.
Right.
But I had to do a shift.
Right.
Okay,
Is
let's
it
go.
me or is Hollywood or Los Angeles the toughest place in the country to date? I feel like it's the city that there's a different mindset out here. Like,
Well, yeah.
it's-
I mean,
it's
there
a
is.
different frame of mind.
Right.
It's just,
My single friends talk. I'm not single, but yeah, people talk about it's.
Well,
it's
we
just,
were single when we first met.
God, but that was so long ago,
I
wasn't
know.
it?
Well,
Things that was before social media or any of
that's
that
true.
stuff.
The social media thing.
I don't even know
Forget
what
about it.
that's like now on social media and dating and.
Well, I
mean-
wouldn't date anybody through social media or
Well,
texting
not just that,
or,
but once you're even dating the person,
right.
that whole thing of
Yeah.
talking to each other on Twitter and you break up and then you drop them or you defriend them or whatever.
I'm sure Melissa's had a lot of encounters
I
with
love-
nice guys.
I
and
love
she's
how
like
we were
him.
we were talking about Larry King and now we're talking about her dating life. See what you get on the set
Let's
with
go back.
Jasper
Let's
Cole.
go back to
I
Larry.
do- Carlos
Now, let's
Slim.
get back to
Carlos.
Aura TV.
Okay, so
Carlos.
it's a TV network on the internet. So on Twitter, we have like 65,000 followers. There's a YouTube channel. They have they could merge to cable if they wanted to. It's just this cutting edge thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
This is what he started after CNN.
right. So
Okay.
he does a show.
How did
Larry
he
King
find
Now.
you?
Actually, a colleague of mine who's no longer there, but he was also a local news reporter, was there and brought me in.
Okay.
And I've known the Kings through mutual friends and
Right.
old friends, and have known them for a while. So it was the funniest thing. I was actually at dinner with Larry and his beautiful wife, Sean, and a bunch of mutual friends. And then days later, I walked by, I was like, "Hey, Larry," in the studio. And he was like, "What are you doing here?"
He didn't know. Oh, interesting.
He didn't know that I was brought in.
That's
because
funny.
It was through a colleague
That's
of mine.
funny.
Oh, wow.
His wife seems like she'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
They
have cute boys too.
Oh,
I've seen their
gorgeous.
boys.
She had a journalist. I mean, she had a
Gorgeous.
broadcasting career. I mean, back in the day, she was on television
for
a
long
lot.
time.
Yeah.
And you know what? She's starting to guest host now at Newsbreaker, where I'm at, every few weeks, which is great to have her. She's
So
one of
this
the
is
nicest
also
people.
Hulu, right? You can watch it on Hulu as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you could do Newsbreaker, the show I'm on, but a lot
Larry's
of
other
the Aura
one of his
stuff is
shows,
on
yeah.
Hulu,
And you can put that through your television.
So what
also.
stories do you do for them? Anything and everything, or
Well,
certain?
it used to be breaking news.
Okay.
What we found is people click more and are more intrigued. Like what gets us like 100,000 views would be like the weird. Can I say?
Say whatever you want.
Oh, you can say anything.
Okay, this man was depressed and chopped his penis off.
Oh.
And then regretted it.
True story?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
regretted it and was cycling to the hospital on a bicycle.
Wow.
And forgot his penis, so he cycled back, grabbed it, and then cycled back.
and who
to the
hasn't,
hospital.
really?
And so it's
Wow.
real life bizarre stories
Okay,
like
bizarre.
that we cover that
Right.
it just people. It's so interesting and
Okay,
intriguing.
Melissa.
and
It's so
you know,
bizarre. It's
Just hold up one second.
he's fixated on bicycling with the
You've
penis.
chopped your penis off.
Yeah.
Aren't
So
you bleeding?
We would presumably think that
Yes.
that's a little painful.
Yeah.
Now your crotch is right on that bicycle seat, and you're
Exposed.
pedaling down San Vicente, bleeding through your pants
It
in a
wasn't
lot
local.
of pain.
It was not local.
Okay. You're cycling wherever, and then realize, oh damn it,
I
ride
forgot
back.
it. Got my penis. I know.
And then when you pick it up, it's all flaccid and bloody.
You
and
know
then-
what? Maybe it was a small penis, so
He
there
was
was less
probably
damage.
Asian.
Oh, okay.
I mean that in the best way. I'm not
And is it
being
kind of
racist.
like deflatable because
yeah.
the blood rushes
Was his
out?
out?
We
and
know he
you're
wasn't black.
Dribble?
You're kind of holding skin now,
Yeah.
just a membrane.
Wow.
And did he use scissors or
Right.
a knife?
And,
I
did,
mean,
and
I wanna
how
know.
depressed
How do you have to be?
Couldn't you
So you
punch
covered
a fist through the wall?
You covered
kind of
that
thing?
story?
Yes, we do that. Yeah, that.
It was obviously a small penis. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not depressed if you have a big penis.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm very happy with mine. Thanks for,
Thanks for-
I hate to
thanks for
brag,
that.
Dara,
Okay,
but thanks. I mean, I hate bringing it back to me, but since you
Well-
did, do you
There's
feel like she
another
was
story
talking to me?
on the furloughs with the government furloughs.
Right,
that
right,
we saw
right,
recently. A porn company wanted to give out free vibrators.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a
And
lot of free
dildos.
time.
To those furloughed, and
That
we
is
covered that
hilarious.
story.
I
See?
gotta, I gotta
we
click into
started
these
the
stories.
clip
Oh
with
my
the
God.
sound of a vibrator.
It's in your app.
Definitely.
It's the funny. It's. I tell you, from going
From
And
hard-
this is from
of being
this is
very
from Larry
serious.
King.
Yeah, well, Newsbreaker.
Okay.
It's one of the many shows on
Hilarious.
On Aura. Like Larry doesn't do any of this stuff.
Yeah, I would
but
think
this
that-
is a show that. Yeah, he would be like, "What are you doing?" No, it's this show within Aura that we do. Our studios are joined. But
I have to follow this on Twitter. Aura TV.
Oh no, it's actually at Newsbreaker.
At
Okay.
Newsbreaker.
And
And
Okay.
it's so fun. I mean, I laugh every single day. And
Well,
it was-
that's
When I
good.
first came there a few months ago, my brilliant producer, he was just like, "Let go of that newscaster. Let it go.
Let
Stop
loose."
it." He was really unhappy with my performance because
Well, you're
I
used to
was
being
so
serious.
And he just beat it out of me. And so now I feel like I'm completely inappropriate every single
That's
day.
great.
Oh,
fearing
that's
for my
and you
job.
get paid
and he
for
was
it.
like, "It's the internet. You're good."
that's like this
So-
that's
internet
great.
radio.
That's
That's
like
what's
this
great
show.
about
the
it.
future.
Yeah.
I have a speech coming up at Cal State Northridge in a few weeks, and all those kids. I mean, that's
That's
the
what they-
future of television.
Who
Right.
Of
books
being
your
inappropriate?
appearances. Like
Well, I graduated from there, so my
Oh.
professor.
Oh, you're an
calls
alumni.
me. Mhm.
How nice.
God, that is so great. So now you can be as loquacious as you want. And there's nobody in your
What
ear
word was that?
Look that up, Dara. Loquacious.
I wanted to
Loquacious.
pretend
Susie,
like
you
I
got
knew
that?
it, and
Okay.
I've heard it.
Wow.
You know, like, I know
You
I've
must
heard-
be a reader.
Melissa, you're
Luvasa, Levaquin, what?
Lavitra, like you were too funny.
Wait, does
you know that
mean,
word?
like,
I love
subtle?
Melissa.
I
You're
mean-
all like, I wanted to pretend like I knew what that
I was
meant.
like,
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
did the right
that's
thing.
me.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, exactly.
See, Ronnie, I got a good vocabulary.
What does it
don't
mean,
have to
Ralph?
call me up.
What does it mean?
Very talkative, and that's why I know the
Oh,
word.
'cause you're-
I'm
Oh, because you were written up. Ralph is very whatever that
How do you
word
say
is.
it? La vodka, Dara?
Oh,
It's
please.
loquacious. No, but you're too funny because when you were saying that the guy in your ear was saying wrap it up, I was going to interject. That would have been me because I'm very talkative too, and I'm very sensitive, and I would have wanted to encapsulate the whole
Exactly.
thing. And growing up in school, I went to Emerson Junior High School, and the bitch teacher, Miss Quinn, wrote on my
Fuck her.
friend's progress report. David does really well. Would do better if he wasn't influenced by Ralph's talking.
You know what? That happens to my youngest son. He talks with his friends and they can't quite keep up academically.
Wow.
I said, you're sabotaging your friends. Don't do that.
You can do that later
the
in life.
teacher told on your son as well.
Yeah, she did. I mean, she had a point. Yeah.
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 I can't wait for those days, like all the fun stuff that come with kids.
Okay,
Cannot
well,
wait.
just I'll warn you what my girlfriend said. Maxine.
Maxine.
Watch out for those park mothers. You just don't want to hang around the moms that just go on and on about how great their kids are because it's annoying because you want to
Well,
have
it's
your
not
own.
true,
It's
right?
not
I mean,
true.
there's-
Yeah, they're full of
You
it.
can't be a
Yeah.
perfect kid
Yeah.
every day.
Dara's
No.
the only one that ever said motherhood was overrated. Do you
It is
remember that?
overrated.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're gonna
Good luck, Melissa.
If you're gonna become a mom, hopefully you'll get some help to have your breaks. Otherwise, you'll go a little crazy. Unless
I'm
you just
sure.
have one. Maybe one is.
I
the
think
key.
one is great.
One
Suze,
is-
I have
Suze,
one.
Suze
Yeah.
had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rose had
I mean, I
Ralph's an
raised a
only
bunch of others,
Right.
but you know, I just have one.
Yeah.
How old?
He's old. He's old enough.
Susie's from the South. She started
We
very
start
young.
early
And
then.
you have,
Oh, okay.
and you have to have kids with a grown up. You don't want to have kids with the man.
Right.
And not your cousin
Right,
either.
right.
Well,
But that would be Georgia.
Right. That would be
I
where you're
think
from.
Man children are okay if they're successful.
Right.
You know, that they can just somehow,
Well, maybe that makes up for it. The bank account.
yeah, somehow, you know, turn it off at one point and thrive in their profession. 'Cause
Right.
I date a lot of man children.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
you like that?
It hasn't
Has
worked
it-
well for me.
I was going to say, how's that working out
Yeah,
for you?
not
Not
well.
yet.
Not
Not yet.
well.
Now, everyone can also find everything on your website, right? It's
Right, it's newsgirlsdon'tcry.com or melissamccarty.com.
And you can
And the book comes out January 1st.
Oh,
I
excellent.
know.
And we're her first interview.
We're her first interview.
Thank you
that's
to
great.
me.
That's right. We already
thank you,
did.
Tara.
We already did that earlier.
So, Okay, we'll do it
good.
again.
Melissa, this is one thing I want to ask. What I read in your bio, just your opening sentence about growing up with your brother Mikey in a tough neighborhood, learning how to be tough to deal with that situation, but knowing inside that there was something more. Discuss that a little bit, like having to be the tough girl and pulling.
Well, if you know the Bay Area well, there's you know, cities like Oakland,
Oakland.
where it was, you know, the murder capital of the country for
Huge.
years running when I was there. And so being a teenager, young adult, living there on my own with my brother, being white kids, you know, we got into some really sticky situations. And, you know, there was times that I was like the only white girl in the entire vicinity, and I was fine with that, but there were other people that weren't.
Right.
So it was, you know, there were constant issues with that. And so I think that at times, and, you know, I grew up with certain friends that I loved at the time, but they turned out to take a path that was very dangerous, very bad. I mean, I had a friend that actually, her father, I talk about this, my best friend at one point in my life, she was a drug dealer. And this was when I was in school.
I was going to say, how
I was in
young are
high
we talking?
school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in high school, and my best friend was a dropout, a drug dealer whose father was hooked on heroin and lived in his painter's van with a prostitute.
Wow.
Like that was my environment. So, you know, I don't know why I felt there was something better for me in my world, in my existence.
Thank goodness.
I don't know how, if it was television or what, but my brother didn't have that. He didn't really aspire and see a future. He didn't have goals or
Is it
really
just the two of you?
dreams. Yeah, just the two of us.
Is
He's my-
he-
he's
is
my
he okay
older
now?
brother. Yeah, he's sober.
Okay.
You know, it's day by day. you know. And
Is he up in that area?
He's actually in Michigan.
Okay.
But a large,
Close to
you
my
talk,
family.
a big part of your book is about
It's about
this
him because
relationship with your brother, right?
Right, because I tried to leave that environment, which I did, and I tried to be this famous newscaster that's going to change the world, and I really went after that, and I accomplished it, and I did it. But through that, the book really goes into how hard it was, because as far as I climbed the ladder,
Survivor
it
guilt.
was survivor guilt,
Right.
guilt of having a hot plate of food and a roof over my head.
Right.
Guilt because I was successful, he was struggling to survive. And he was an addict and will always be. And he actually, there was huge issues with an undiagnosed mental illness, several, which really affected our family. And I talk a lot about being able to pinpoint it. I ignored all the signs.
Right.
And I talk so much about how he's my hero. He really is. He's my hero. I feel guilty the way I treated him and what I thought of him,
wow.
just as a loser drunk. No, he was battling severe mental health issues, and he didn't understand what was happening. He didn't trust anyone to speak about it. He kept it to himself. And at one point, I think he even thought we would lock him up if we knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So I have such regret. And now I wrote this book for other families dealing with mental
Right.
illnesses and addiction. I want the book to be successful so he can have a better life. I want to just, spend every day helping him enjoy things he's never enjoyed.
Right.
And it's funny to have this big life in LA and know that he's never been on a jet ski, had a foot massage, had a 4-course meal, stayed at a fancy hotel. He's never taken a vacation, and I feel guilty
Right.
that I've had those things.
Right.
So it's so hard, because there was times where one of his medical battles is a severe social phobia. It's bipolar social phobia.
Like anxiety.
So going out of the house, people take for granted.
Right.
But for him, it's hard.
Right.
Right.
It's difficult.
But he was undiagnosed, so he
Most of his
didn't
life.
have access to proper treatment to begin with, right? It was
he
part
didn't. And our family, my parents had him at 18. So they were young. I was ignorant and young.
Right.
I was so focused on my own career and making it and escaping that horrible environment.
Yeah, but that's what
you
you're
know.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to take care of yourself like that.
You know
But
what?
I was doing it knowing that it was for us,
Right.
for my
Right.
brother and I. Like I've worked so hard my whole life, 12 hours a day, at least 12 hours a day for 13 years for us.
Right.
It was never just for me. It was always for us.
And he
you know.
understands that.
He knows that, but it's hard still, and will always be.
But mental illness is like one of the conditions that's
Well, a lot of-
overlooked now. It's like one of the,
Well,
it
it's
still
more-
doesn't
people
get the
talk-
attention that it should get, right?
It gets more attention than it used to get.
But
Yeah.
for
For
the
sure.
wrong reasons.
For the wrong
when
reasons.
Right. No,
someone-
no, it's sad because if people have cancer, people are sympathetic. But if you have mental illness, they think
It's a weakness,
It's-
and there's
it-
something.
There's
Yeah.
a stigma attached
Right.
to
Right.
it that I
Right.
want to erase, and it only gets attention when someone shoots up.
Shoots LAX the other day or something
Right.
like that.
Right,
yeah.
and we don't know if he has diagnosed
Right.
mental illnesses, but so many other mass shootings in recent, just the past year,
Right.
have been linked to that, and that's when people pay attention and talk about it.
Unfortunately,
And
it
that's
takes
upsetting.
that to bring the attention.
In the government, whenever it comes to budget cuts every year, what's the first
well, you can
thing to
ask
go?
Murray about
Mental-
that.
right.
He worked
Yeah.
in the mental health
Oh,
field.
right, I see you shaking your head. The first
and
thing
and
to
they
go.
and they cut the mental health budgets in the 80s, right?
That
with
was Reagan- with Reagan, when
and my
they-
dad was very upset.
they
about
emptied
that.
out so many
really
of the
upset about
institutions. Wasn't
Yes.
that when a lot of the homeless population really
Yes.
took? Now and it's
Yeah.
then they go into prison. So it's
And I witnessed that on the streets and growing
Right.
up in the Bay Area, especially Berkeley and Oakland. I actually witnessed the droves of homeless and mentally ill and people walking around with the bracelets on. And if you do a 5150 hold, it's only for 3 days.
Right.
Right.
And then they have to be released and they're tying up beds for other sick people.
Exactly.
It's just a horrible
vicious cycle.
Yeah. So, I mean, the book is a little heavy, but it's also fun at times. And at the end of the day, just love your family,
Right.
love yourself, forgive your mistakes. And it's really about a sister's love for a brother.
Right.
And what she will, because, I mean, there was times where, I was doing headlines that my brother was making. And I admit in the book, I
Wow.
turned my head to some of it because he's my brother and I loved him.
Oh,
You
you
know?
would have to report on him saying Mikey?
Well, there were a few times where I was in news markets where I was the morning anchor and he was getting arrested in prison in that town.
And they would report it?
I would go and visit him in jail in between my shows.
Wow.
But thankfully one incident occurred I left out of the book, but they didn't know it was my brother.
Okay.
But if they did, you better
Right,
believe it
right.
would have been like
Right.
the morning anchor of so-and-so's brother,
Right,
you know.
Right.
So it was a constant, bizarre struggle, but you balance it. And
So today he is getting
Sober.
treatment and he's fine.
he's doing so good.
Good.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
excellent.
That's great.
You know, one observation, it's interesting, the parallel between you and Mikey, because you as the newscaster, when you were going out to either date or to be with your friends after a 12-hour shift, and you found that you had to withhold your day because no one wanted to hear it. It's the same thing Mikey went through, having to withhold from the family what was going on in fear of that he might be incarcerated or locked up. It was just interesting listening to the story, like, wow, you are here, your brother is here, and both of you had to withhold and keep things inside.
That's a good point you mentioned, and I talk about fear a lot, and I talk about fearing judgment of others a lot, and I think that you have to let that go,
Right.
Because it hurts you and it hurts your family,
Right.
And I think that I would be in editorial meetings and we would talk about suspects of the day, and sometimes some comments that were made in the room, they were descriptions that I knew fit my brother, especially the physical appearance, because he's tattooed from head to toe, and I just sat there quiet, like, wow, if they only knew, or if they saw
Right.
what my brother looked like, they'd probably look
Judge
at me
you
differently.
and-
But like,
yeah.
who cares?
Right.
You know,
Right.
who cares?
Right. Wow.
You know, I'm really good at what I do. Who
Right.
cares? You know. So it was such a great process writing this.
I was going to ask you, in terms of writing the book, that's cathartic, and you had
Yeah.
to go back and bring all this up again. So
It took years.
took years.
Right.
I was going to ask you how long it took to.
About 6. Well, because I was writing other people's stories
Right.
12 hours a day. And
Right.
I'd come home and work on my own. And then sometimes I'm, dating someone and I'm having fun in life and I'm in a good mood. But writing certain chapters of this book, as people who read it will see, it's heavy.
Right.
So sometimes you don't want to get in that place.
Right.
And a good
Right.
writer
Right.
puts you there.
Right.
So it took 5-6 years.
Right, no, right.
That's
Wow.
okay. Hey, you wrote a book.
Yeah.
That's an
That's-
accomplishment in itself.
And now, do you have the book? I mean, you think you're going to keep writing more books? And yeah,
So much to say.
Yeah. That's great.
I'll always stay.
Wrap it up.
Well, you're
That'll
the-
be your next title.
Well,
wrap it up,
wrap it up.
Melissa.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great title.
Wrap it up,
Yeah.
Melissa.
Well,
I
because
love
you're
that.
loquacious.
Loquacious.
Well, listen.
Show off.
Saying that.
Show off.
Speaking of that,
Well,
we're
it's,
gonna.
it's a black girl's name.
Okay.
Loquacious! Get over here!
She tried to beat you up in Oakland.
Okay. When I said you're loquacious, you said, I know her.
I know her. Yeah. Shout out to all the loquacious.
Shout out to loquacious.
And LaQuandras and LaKeishas and LaFifas and everybody else out there. But listen, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We're going to come back with more with Melissa and talk about more about what you're doing now at Aura TV and all that upcoming projects. You're listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole, and we will be right back.
Come back, Planet Eartha.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
Woohoo! All right. Howdy, and welcome back. We are in our final stretch here on the Set with Jasper Cole. It has been a jam-packed show, Ralph.
Yes, as always. And
We're
the time
flying
always,
right by, right?
Yeah, with three beautiful...
Should we do 3 hours from now on?
No.
No, okay.
No, but we have three beautiful women here.
Yes.
3 beautiful white women. And they have...
Are you okay with this?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm fine.
Including yourself.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm going to just jump in with that as well.
Yeah.
And but no, it's been really exciting because we had Suze Lanier. We have Suze
she's
Lanier.
still here.
I know. We
She's
have
still
her.
here.
I love
See how quickly they forget?
I love how
Yeah.
she's rocking the shades.
Okay,
I,
no,
I
yeah,
love it.
she's a
See,
rock
with
and
this
roll chick.
We
sexy
told you
pink
be-
lipstick.
I know.
I love it.
Well, she is a singer. And
You should get a
know.
lipstick ad.
Oh, thank
But
you.
we have
Yes,
Suze
cover girl.
Lanier-Bramlett,
Bramlett.
who has given us lots of great stories, and I love personally hearing just on the set, behind the scenes stories, and
Yes.
Suze has a
Love that
number of
too.
them with a lot of
Suze will have a
celebrities.
book out one day, I'm sure.
Exactly.
One day.
One day.
And
Suze
we
is a
have
good writer.
Dara Zane Scully, who is always great about
The
the
Real Housewife of Orange County.
and entertainment in general. She is very, very illiterate, loquacious,
Illiterate?
lovely. Okay,
There's
literate,
that word.
literate,
Loquacious, vivacious,
just-
voluptuous,
Voluminous. Voluminous.
voluminous. Yes, voluminous.
Rubenesque.
passionate.
Rubenesque.
Passionate.
I follow your tweets. Very passionate.
Oh,
And she's
Thank
very
you.
supportive.
Sexual.
And now
Oh.
we have.
Sorry.
what's that?
Sorry,
Well,
Kevin.
no, her dreams are sexual. Okay.
Yeah.
And we are currently talking with Melissa McCarty, who is just wonderful, former newscaster and now currently working with Aura TV with Larry King, and getting to be her
And author.
and author,
Author.
Yes.
of her new book, News Girls Don't Cry. So
What a great! How did you get the title?
I think my dad actually helped me come up with it. I was going through several different titles, and my family's known about this book for so many years, and we were just kind of playing around with things, and it came out, and I just said that is exactly my life. You know, I'm not a big crier. Are
Well,
you
like you're
guys?
saying though, you have to be tough. It's not glamorous, and being
yeah,
in
and
the
I had to be
truck
tough,
and
like,
all that stuff.
At work, I had to
be one of the
tough in my
guys.
personal life, so it's
I
just
wasn't
like,
a big crier until I had kids.
Oh, I'll cry when I have
you're
children.
really bashing these
Yeah.
kids.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 in a good way. No, 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 no.
Right.
I
Tears
wasn't a
of
big
joy.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
Look at her
Well,
hot picture here, Planet Earth.
once again, we
thank
bring it
you.
right to the important level. She's
Right, how
drop
she
dead
looks.
gorgeous.
Right.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
She must get tired of hearing how pretty she is.
No, but it's nice to see it because she's worked 13 years, 12 hours
More.
a
Right,
day,
right.
and it hasn't apparently taken any kind of toll on her.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Well, you can be.
But you would actually
can-
be surprised how many times I go on a date with someone I really like, and they won't compliment me if their life depended on it. Like an ex-boyfriend of mine, that was like years we've known each other. He maybe gave me 2 compliments.
okay, you need to date the gays.
No, the
I
next.
will. If that's what I will. I'm open.
Go to Whole Foods after here. Okay. Kara?
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's a Hollywood LA thing. Like guys
Well, do you
don't
find-
compliment.
Do you find there was this
She's not
stereotype?
picking the right guys.
No, I was going to ask
Yeah.
about, is there a stereotype about news anchors and female anchors? You know, like Fox News in particular gets criticized for the Barbie doll looking blondes that are no, I mean, we don't have to bash Fox News. I will. But no, those are dropped.
They should have never got rid of Dorothy Lucy.
Oh, I was
in
going
the
to
morning
I wanted
news?
to talk about that.
I
Yeah,
love her.
She's wonderful.
Her
And
husband
she has
worked
such
with
personality.
David,
me.
yeah,
Yes,
David Goldstein.
He's
Yes.
a good friend. He
Yeah.
is so
No,
good.
she's lovely.
Oh, she's a
Yeah.
veteran. I mean,
She's
that
a
in
veteran.
that situation, I was going to ask you too. Isn't that when a new news director comes onto a station? I think that's what happened at
That's always a scary
KT
process.
Channel 11.
When new management comes in,
Right.
They usually get rid of everybody.
Well,
That's kind of the way it is.
But they
It-
keep
it
the
could-
older
it could
guys.
go either way. I know that there's times where you have to. It's a clean slate,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't matter how many exclusives you've gotten for them over the years. You start at ground zero, proving yourself all over again
Right.
with new
That's too
management.
bad.
What a
'cause,
drag.
You know,
So
it's stressful.
I
So-
hate
Sort of
when
like William Morris and Endeavor when they merged.
Yes.
Everybody
Right,
got
got
fired.
cut.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
everybody.
good
I
point.
hate when
Right.
loyalty doesn't pay off.
right.
But I just noticed that the guy that came to Fox is already gone now. The one that just took over, you know, that came.
Wait, who?
The guy that got rid of Dorothy and Jillian. And
Oh,
that whole-
really?
he just left last
Interesting.
week.
Oh,
So there's an example where he came in, stayed a couple of years, and he's gone.
Well, I didn't know that.
But
I don't know. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
but I follow Dorothy also. She's a veteran. Dorothy's
She
been
is a
around for
veteran.
years.
She is a
Yeah.
veteran.
But I think she's doing a lot of stuff.
think
the
she does.
mending
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
had that girl that stayed with her that she
And
helped
Jillian
her.
Barbary has a show over. I know you
On
love
KTLA.
Jillian.
Yeah.
Wait,
over
what
her.
show?
Hollywood.
The Hollywood Mix.
over
on
at Channel 5.
KTLA.
I
KTLA
mixed on her. She
I
annoys me
did
at times.
Good Day LA with Jillian.
Yeah, you did an exercise segment.
Oh yeah, I posted that. That's right.
Right. No, I'm always
She
fascinated by
seems
that.
nice.
Yeah, she was fine.
Well, she was almost 20 years at that one show.
She
Yeah.
had a
That's
hot
an-
little body like yours.
That's
She
unheard of.
seems nice
She
until you
still
watch
does.
her.
I
follow
Until
her
you
on
watch her
Twitter.
show with
Okay.
her
She still
ex-husband.
does.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jillian also, people don't realize, I think she has a journalism degree. I mean, she got known for doing the weather, but
She did a lot of sports too. She was good with the sports.
yeah, she had
Yeah.
the national news.
Yeah,
But that's the
with
other
Howie
thing.
Long, I think.
Do you find also that news has become such entertainment now? It's all it's hard to do the hard news and they want to make it more entertainment related, or is that just LA?
It depends.
Right. I mean, it's more teasable
worthy
stuff. And I mean, there were days that I wasn't doing the stories that I wanted to do, but yeah, you can't get the ideal story every single day. You
Right.
have
What
to
was your
do
most favorite story? The good story.
the good stories?
Yeah.
I loved anything and everything that highlighted our military.
Okay.
Just our heroes, daily heroes. I've done
Right.
a lot of those stories, inspiring stories, people overcoming obstacles. I'm huge nut over that. I mean, there were people with disabilities, mental, physical, or just anyone who is kind of overcoming what normal society would say they can't do.
Right.
And that's the thing with news is I don't want to rag on it. I love it. But not only do you see the lows, but you see the inspirations and the miracles.
Right.
And you see amazing things you would never see if you weren't in
Right.
the business. So I just love people overcoming obstacles.
Well,
I think
include
it's-
yourself in that. You're a
well,
heroine.
thank you.
Based on the
She's
definition.
she's on heroin.
No, she's
Is that the key to success? I'm
No,
sorry.
that is
I
not-
didn't.
that
I
is
need
not
to,
the key to
She is
success.
the
Wait,
heroine.
let me.
Got-
Yeah, right. Sorry.
Oh,
No,
my
but I meant
goodness.
include based on the definition you just gave. That's you also.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
don't always remember to include. I mean, not to. You don't want to be. You would feel uncomfortable patting yourself on the back, but me,
Right.
I can say it to you. Well, you're one of those people because you overcame something.
I've been through a lot.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you've seen
Still
a lot.
do. Yeah.
Still have a lot. You're very young. You have a lot of good experiences ahead of you.
Yeah,
So.
I do.
And a good friend of mine is a therapist. Back to the survivor guilt. He always said to me, "You can't you can't have guilt if you didn't do anything wrong." We
Well,
tend
that's
to throw,
easier said than done.
No, but we do that to ourselves. We'll say, we feel guilty about something, and we actually, in your case in particular, you were doing something good to try to help your brother.
Right.
So it's sort of misplaced. I mean, we misplace it. Like,
Right, but also I think we all know someone who has addiction problems, and I also think that we think we can fix them.
right.
Right.
And so it's just that obsession on
Right.
fixing them, and when it's like, if I love him more, then he'll go sober. If I love him more, then he loves himself, and so it's just this weird guilt on it's your fault because you're not doing enough.
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah, we've all. I think we've all dealt with some sort of
Oh, yeah.
addiction in the family or something. But
No.
no,
I'm like lucky.
How boring.
well,
No. Yes.
I mean, or you know
Yes.
someone who has.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were saying this is your first really. You're not used to being on the other side, being interviewed.
So weird.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fascinating
you're a
to
natural.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
And you're going to start a press tour tomorrow.
Right.
Out
This is
promoting
not to
the
talk
book.
too much.
This is a
right.
good intro.
No, but
then
you're
to
allowed
you,
to
since
talk.
you have a publicist and you're going on book tours now. You have a lot to say.
I do.
And you're allowed to
Yeah.
talk a lot. This is your time.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just keep thinking of people. Rap, Melissa. Rap.
No,
I know.
no, no,
I'm
no.
sure you're not. I'm sure you're not the only one they
Where
did
are you
that to.
starting the tour here in Los Angeles? Or are you going to East Coast?
I think I don't know yet. So we're gonna strategize and really launch the book campaign on Monday, and then I'm just learning as I go. It's such a weird, bizarre world.
You'll probably do a lot of
Yeah.
phone interviews too. Like different stations and radio.
Yeah, I mean,
places.
normally I talked about this just being uncomfortable with the process, but when you believe and you put your heart into something,
Right.
it's just like
You're gonna have a lot
baby.
of fun.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a lot, and it's probably good that you're single, so you don't have to worry about leaving somebody behind when you're traveling.
Right.
And you might
Yeah,
meet
it's
somebody
good
on
that
the
I'm
road.
single.
You might meet somebody on the road.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
So back over now that you're at Aura TV, because we talk about internet radio as being the next big thing now that's happened. Now everyone, do you think it's more generational also that it's more the younger kids that are watching everything on the internet instead of television, or are you finding it's
I
the
think less-
demographics are across the board?
I think less and less people are watching local news.
Right.
And I think cable is depleting as well. I think everyone wants information fast.
Instant.
And so it's just Twitter is breaking stories.
Right.
Twitter is, the news agencies are going to Twitter for eyewitness accounts. And it just, this whole internet world is taking over. And the best part about it, being a part of it, especially Aura, creative freedom.
Freedom.
I mean, I'm not worried about the way I look, what I'm wearing, what I say, my perform. It's just creative freedom.
Right.
And you just, if you're a creative person and a writer, you thrive off
Right.
that.
Yeah.
And it's just such a
relief.
amazingly
Right.
Spell aura
fun-
for us. Is it A-U-R-A?
It's O-R-A.
O-R-A. Okay. I thought it was O-R-A, but then I thought, is it aura
I
or
don't
aura?
know why I should ask about the name, but and then the show I do is Newsbreaker, and I
Okay.
think we're working on a few others too.
And it's at
Yeah.
Newsbreaker Planet
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah.
On
And then
Twitter.
you
On
do you
Twitter.
shoot it live and then it's podcast? I mean, it's up for
We can
Or-
do. We sometimes it's live to tape, but a lot
Right.
of time we just tape it and we get it up on the internet
okay.
within like
And then
minutes.
it's and then it's
Yeah.
archived as well, or the shows
Yeah.
archived.
All of
like-
them, yeah.
like
We do
the-
about 9 to 10 clips, stories a day,
Okay.
video, and then we do those alerts.
In a studio?
Yeah, it's the same studio with Larry King. So the other day I was at work and he was interviewing Rob Lowe.
Wow.
Oh, right.
And so I came out of our studio.
She's like, I need to get in on that interview.
So when the red light went off, I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And because to get out of my studio, I have to walk through Larry King's studio.
Right.
So I'm like, I have to use the restroom. Hi, Rob.
I love it.
You know, age. Why you?
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
doesn't.
He does not
No.
That's
age.
pretty
No,
good.
Wow.
he looks
Yeah.
great.
So
Well,
big
I'm-
names come in that studio.
Yeah.
That is so great.
Yeah.
Before you came on, I was mentioning, because Suze was talking about working with Eric Roberts, and I do another show called
Love
Man
him.
Chat at T Radio V, and Eric also has a show there. And T Radio V sounds similar to Aura. It's radio in TV.
Right,
And it-
YouTube and
it's
Twitter.
live streamed,
Right.
and we're on the. It's archived immediately, a few minutes afterwards.
Right. And I think that's what people want. They want it when they
Instant.
want it.
Yeah.
you
Or
know?
watch it when they can't. If they want to.
Yeah, I mean, why wait till it's not 5:00 yet, so I have to wait for my
Exactly.
headlines, or
Right.
and especially people love goofy, just weird stuff.
Well,
you
like
know?
cutting off your
Like
penis, for
cutting off
example.
your-
Okay, yeah.
Oh my
depressed because you don't
gosh.
have a girlfriend.
Okay.
Well,
Wow.
Inside Edition, the show with Deborah Norville.
find those stories,
I was
too.
she's 25th.
25
I
years.
watched her interview. She's from Georgia, and I remember when she was a local anchor.
Remember how much grief she got that she
Oh, the
supposedly
Today
kicked
Show.
out?
But she was saying over the years, I mean, that show, their biggest ratings are those kind of human interests, but the bizarre kind of stories.
Right, and
That's what
that's-
they do mostly.
That's where we thrive. Is we've now switched from the focus on breaking news. We still do those alerts,
Right.
but we seek out the bizarre and the weird to where it just really kind of gives you some type of emotion or laughter.
Were you
Right.
guys on the
And
LAX story?
We were right. We
Right.
were. So every breaking news story
But you can
will
follow-
always be
Did you
there.
go down there, or did somebody?
No, I stay in studio now. I'm
Oh,
no longer
good.
in
Okay.
a truck.
But somebody does.
That was weird for me to when big, huge things happen in this community. When I've been covering it for over 5 years, it hurts a little bit not to be a part of it.
Right.
And just because you just want to be a part of it
Right.
and help. But I'm happy I left. I'm just overall happier.
Yeah.
well,
There's-
we have
unfortunately, there's always a tragedy.
we have a Twitter question. Someone wants to know, when we see reporters that are just weekend reporters that are we just see them on, do they work at the station during the week as well,
Yeah.
or
So
do they have other jobs?
They're preparing their story for the weekend, like David Goldstein.
Well, they will say, for example, part-time anchor,
Right.
who anchors or weathercasters. They will report 3 days, anchor 2 days.
Okay.
And then they have 2 days off. So yeah,
Right.
they will report 3 days and anchor 2.
Do you know Amy Powell? She's been at Channel 7 for African American.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
been around a long time, but I
Right.
noticed she's pretty
Very
much
nice.
their weekend
But she
reporter,
also,
but then during the week
yeah,
she's there.
I've seen her a lot of times, dozens of times. She's a great girl, and you'll always clock 5 days unless
Okay.
you're freelance.
Okay.
And then, but normally if you're freelance, you're not just working 2 days a week.
Got
That
it.
really doesn't happen.
Okay.
Did you work with Jackie Johnson?
She's actually one of my best friends, and I'm having dinner with her after this.
Kevin,
could you call Kevin?
My husband has the biggest crush on her. Oh my gosh! When she first came into this marketplace, she would come on the TV and he'd say, "Quiet, honey." Jackie's weather report. And he just would
Doesn't matter what
focus.
the weather is.
He has the biggest
So-
crush on her.
So we know what Kevin's dreams are about.
Yeah,
Jackie Johnson,
And
Jackie Scully.
She's beautiful.
She is
She's
the
beautiful.
nicest person on planet
Well,
Earth.
and I think that's why he could see
So
that
nice.
too.
Right. And so in the field every day, there's so many times, countless, people would come up and say, "Is Jackie in there?" I'm like, "Yes, sir. She's in the trunk." Yeah, I'd go
Yeah.
look in the trunk.
Yeah.
I mean, is she in there? Is she in the
Right.
truck?
I mean, it's hilarious. Quiet, Dara. The weather's coming on. It's Jackie, and this is very
Is
important.
she a meteorologist?
She
Or-
is.
She
Yeah.
is. She is.
She is a hottie.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah.
That's channel 2? 9.
She's-
both.
she
What-
But
was
she
9.
doesn't do it anymore.
No, she's now CBS too.
Okay.
Yeah, she was
Yes.
Take Out, now CBS.
So please tell me.
And it's
on
the
up.
same. We're the same. We should just
Right.
switch the microphone.
She's married, I think.
She is.
Yes.
I think at one time, wasn't channel 2 right across the street? Or
Yeah.
across?
And they
on
moved to
they're-
the Radford
Are they
Law
on CBS Radford? I
Studios,
mean,
yeah.
down on. We like that lot.
was
Radford.
It was so
Yeah.
funny when
So
she come-
gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
All the way back when we lived
Well,
in
guys,
LA.
the time just goes. I can't believe it. We're gonna have to take our last break. But Melissa, thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming on, and best of
Melissa.
luck
You
with
guys
your
are
new book.
awesome.
And everyone, check out the website and
Newsgirls Don't Cry.
yes,
Newsgirls
and,
don't-
and look for her on Newsbreakers on Aura TV. And please come back anytime.
I would love
We
to.
have you
Sure,
come back
yeah.
and co-host
I love
with
you
us.
guys.
That would
After
be
your book
great.
tour, whenever.
Yes,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah, best of luck, and I'm going to post it on my website as well, where they can find the book and follow you on tour. And best of luck, Dara. Thanks for hooking us up.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dara, great find.
And so, yeah, we're going to take our last break, and when we come back, we're just going to wrap it up and say goodbye. You're listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole, and we'll be right back.
Come
Bye-bye.
back, Planet Eartha.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
That wonderful song was one of our rising talent guests, Evan Roth, and that's his new single, Growing Up. Again, thanks to Dara Zane Scully for hooking us up with
You're welcome.
with Evan. We need to have him live in the studio
Yes.
because last time I think he called in.
Sure.
Yeah. so
Anytime.
that would be great. Well, guys, listen, this was our Happy Halloween, post-Halloween show. Our wonderful guest co-host, Suze Lanier-Bramlett. Thank you so much, Suze.
Hey.
Be sure, tell everyone where your show, dates of your show at the M Bar.
Yes, November 16th at the M Bar in
And
Hollywood.
Where can people find tickets?
At the M Bar.
Just go.
Yeah, call the M
Is
Bar.
there a
Make
website too?
reservation.
Just call the M Bar.
Yeah.
The letter MBAR, guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
and all the way from Dakota, Dara Zane Scully. Thanks for coming up and giving us your beauty and your dish and your motherhood tips. Bringing Dr. Murray Zane as well.
Yes.
Great to see you. Rose Cole, as always. We couldn't do the show
Rose
without
Cole
you.
Jr. Melissa, come here.
And of course, we we pulled her out of the restroom. She was off to dinner with Jackie Johnson. Melissa McCarty, thank you again for joining us.
Yeah.
And best of luck with everything. And Ralph, thank you for coming back. And tell everyone again, Man Chat every Friday.
Man Chat every Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific time on T Radio V. It's at T Radio V. You guys, thank you, Planet Eartha.
And the shows are podcast. They're archived.
They're archived immediately.
You've done about 3 so far?
Yeah, 3 or 4 so far. Yeah, every Friday.
Every
so it's a lot
Friday.
of fun.
It's The View, but with the gay
We're the view,
view.
but gay.
It's too gay for me. I tried to listen to it. You guys are so gay.
Yeah, but you're welcome anytime, Jasper.
Oh, I'd love to
Okay,
be
good.
on. Are you kidding?
Oh my God.
And you too.
Please call my publicist. Did I pay him? Ooh, I don't know. Anyway, we'll be back. When's our next show, Ralph?
December 1st, you
December
guys.
1st.
December 1st.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
be
okay.
back. And in the meantime, a lot of good stuff will happen, and we'll bring you up to date when we come back. Anyway, you've been listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole. Have a great November.
Oh,
and
you too.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
And we'll see you soon. Peace out, right?
Bye
Peace
bye,
out.
Planet
Bye-bye.
Earth.
Don't miss a minute of On the Set with Jasper Cole and get the inside scoop on everything going on behind the scenes in Hollywood.